Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick. Ah, shit. Got a little distracted here with my new phone.
The iPhone 15 Pro Max. What? This is a big step up for me. I've gone from an iPhone 7 Plus all the way to the 15 in one jump. Having a new phone for me, it's not a thing. I haven't had a new phone since the iPhone 7 Plus, which would have been... Dang. Library days, 2014? I have to ask Marty, what years did we work at the library together? I think it's 2014. But yeah, I got to tell you, and I'm going to make a video about this, but the jump is underwhelming. I don't know what I thought, right? Like, it's just a phone, right? There's not a lot of difference here. Okay, it's faster. The battery lasts longer. The battery's amazing. I did a 4K fitness walk and I only lost 1%. On my iPhone 7 Plus, that would have gone down to 30% by the end of that walk. The camera's incredible. Holy shitballs. I took a photo before. I don't know how well this is going to come up on the screen. That there and this one here, these are two plugs that I broke in Govan taking the lining off. And that's just a photo on the... I guess it's using the macro lens. And fair crack of the whip. It's so sharp. It's raised, like, that is really incredible. Really incredible. So the camera's better, but other than that, yeah, the word I'd use is underwhelming. I really like this. I don't know, you probably can see it on my desk there. That's just my MagSafe charger. And when I put my phone on it, on its side, it comes up as a clock. That's pretty cool. You know, a little always on display with a analog clock and the weather. That's pretty handy to just look over and go, oh, that's what time it is. And then at nighttime, it dims it down to like a red shade. And then even better than that, because I hate lights at night. Like if you look at all of my electrical gear, I've got, I don't want to take it off because it's in the perfect position, but I've got, on top of my, just behind this camera, I've got my mini DV SVHS deck, my JVC video recorder. You can probably kind of just see it anyway. It's got lights coming up all over the place at night, and I've got these Weet-Bix trading cards that I picked up while I was in New Zealand in the Weet-Bix packets. I stick those with blue tack all over it so that you don't see any stupid lights. Hello, Small and Juiceless. Hello. How you doing? I've got blue tack all over anywhere that there's electrical gear that has a stupid light on it for no reason. I just cover them with blue tack. So I don't like lights at night. And that thing, when my phone is on the MagSafe and it's just sat there as the little alarm clock, it turns to red, and then after a minute it dims it till it's completely off. But it must have a sensor on it because when you walk past it, it lights up. So if it's pointing away from the bed, it's always off. But if you get up for a whiz, you walk past it and it comes back on. You can glance at it and see the time. It's pretty cool. Sending a virtual hug. Oh, okay. Thank you, Small and Juiceless. Juiceless. Now, why would you be without juice? I don't know about that. But I appreciate the virtual hug. Yeah, thank you so much, Small and Juiceless. Appreciate you. You're the only one in the chat right now. We got a few things up the wazoo here. First off, Doug, if you're watching, cancel tomorrow. Cancel what I had planned with you tomorrow to do Doug's Shunting 5. Turns out I'm working instead. Now, I know I've told you guys that I'm no longer working all those hours, but I also said if I get asked and I'm free, more than likely I'll say yes. So I did get asked yesterday if I can work tomorrow, and I checked the surf report, and I'll double check it now to make sure I didn't mess up. But it's onshore sloppy wind and garbage swell, so I said, yeah, I can work. I'll just turn the brightness down so that you guys can see it. I'm going to turn that brightness back up. Yeah, the surf tomorrow, that I'm not missing out on anything. I need these glasses back on. Sunday morning style. Nor'easterly. Actually, it might not be too bad very early because, like, the gentle northerly, 16 kilometers an hour at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., it's jumping up to 20k, and then it ramps up to moderate 26k. So northeasterly, but the swell's dropped off from today, and today was small. So I'm not missing anything, so I said yes to work. So I'm working tomorrow at 5:45 a.m. skins. Yeah, so I'm up at 4:45. Sorry, up at 3:45, out at 4:45, start at 5:45. So Doug, there will be no shunting 5 tomorrow. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, I said yes to work. So what else was I going to tell you? Yeah, we got a lot of tabs. This particular popped up on my feed, and it's a 36-minute video from a channel called Tank the Tech. A tour manager's experience at the Blue Ridge Rock Fest. So from my limited tour managing days, I'm interested to see, well, this guy looks quite sad, and it says unprofessional, unorganized, and unsafe in the thumbnail. So I'm going to say that something happened. Something wasn't right at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, and this tour manager made a video about it. So I'm keen to see what that's all about. Then we've got other tabs sliding up the wazoo. There's a few lengthy ones in there that we might not get all the way through, but I do want to hang out for a while. Want to drink a homebrew. Want to also drink a Gentleman Jack. That's the plan, Gentleman Jack. And then at the end of this stream, I think we should host someone. We haven't hosted yet on Kick. And I remember the good old D-Live days when we were hosting, and they were fun to go out with a host, right? So maybe if I forget, remind me, but maybe we should host someone as we roll out of this stream in about 2 hours or so from now. That's the plan anyway. Look how many wazoo tabs I've got going on up here. Got all these tabs out here. We probably won't get through half of them, but they're all up there, Tabski Alonskis. Small and useless. You'd think they'd make him sign a non-disclosure agreement before hiring. Well, no, because tour managers typically rock up with the band, so they're not hired by a festival. The band is booked by the festival, and the band is a tour party of X amount of people, including a tour manager. So I've never heard of a band or a travel party having to sign an NDA to play at a festival. I mean, that would be intriguing. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but yeah, not how it works. Yeah, but I'm very interested to see why all this is so negative, because, I mean, we've done festivals, and when I say we, I mean Tracer and myself, festivals that have been exceedingly poorly run, like really poorly run. I'm thinking of one called the Tsunami Fest in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. That was an absolute shit show. That was a strange festival too, because it was a festival that was... It was a festival, but what it was more like there's things happening in multiple cities, and they're all happening in a chain of bars. Like the bar is owned by the same owners, and they're running this festival across these areas. And Tracer were in... Is it called The Cave? Might have been called The Cave. I've got a t-shirt from it, and it... Oh, dude, that's right. The load-in was straight through the front. You had to load in through the public space, over the front of the stage, into a door, into the backstage area. So to get to the backstage, you had to go through the venue, onto the stage, into the backstage area. Now, of course, think about it. Bands coming in and out all day. They're all getting their whatever, an hour and a half or 45-minute slot. They've all got to go into that area. So they've all got to go over that stage while someone's playing on it. It just didn't make any sense. Like, and there's people everywhere. It's like, what? How? What? Why are we loading in that way? Like, isn't there a back? No back door. It's only that way. I was like, okay, so you didn't. That's like a logistical nightmare. Hey, Gloria's in the house. Gloria, how you doing, Henrik? Good to see you, man. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 Glorias. Well, that's better than one Gloria. Thank you, man. Yeah, that was a nightmare. And then on the flip side of that, there's been other festivals that have been brilliant. I remember Isle of Wight Festival. That was very, very well done, very well run. It seemed like the bigger the festival, and the more reputation the festival has, and the years preceding, that's the festivals that just run super smooth. They're like a well-oiled machine. Isle of Wight Festival. What's the not download? Grasspop, the Grasspop metal meeting in Belgium. That was really, really well done, really well run. So I can't say from even the small amount of tour managing that I've done, I've never really had anything major pop up. There's been little things like, where are the towels? You got our rider, you got half of the rider, you didn't get the towels. Where's the water? It's supposed to be, it sounds wanky, but it's supposed to be water mit kein Gas, and that's sparkling water. So go and get the right water. These little things they're not major, but it looks like this guy, what's his name again? Tank the Tech, looks like he's got some pretty big gripes with this Blue Ridge Rock Festival. So I'm pretty keen to see what it's all about. What's the difference between a festival and a concert? Simply more than one band. That's not true. Concerts have an opening act. Typically, a festival is multiple acts across multiple stages, usually in the one area, but as I've just explained, it can also be across different cities. I know Download Festival is... No, that's not right. What was that festival in Australia that was in the same... on the same day in separate cities? Wait, how did that work? That can't be right. No, it was over 2 days. That's right. So there's a festival. I think it's Download Festival. I think it's Download Festival. They have Sydney and Melbourne, Saturday and Sunday, and the bands swap out. So in Sydney, you're getting X amount of bands, or you're getting Slayer and Limp Bizkit are the headliners on the Saturday, and then they travel to Melbourne, and on Sunday they headline the same festival, and we get the swap over. I think that's how that happened. Small and Juiceless. They probably have equipment in bad shape, dangerous, and bad communications and payment issues. Payment issues, yeah. Okay, so I've been down that. Well, wasn't really my concern, but I have been involved with payment concerns. Do festivals typically have larger arenas and stages? Yeah, for sure. And then it depends on the band as well. Like, so Tracer were what you'd consider like the opening acts, I suppose, of most of these bigger festivals. Like Tracer opened. Okay, they played the main stage. The main stage at Grasspop Metal Meeting. They opened that stage up. I guess. It might have even been second band, might not have been first band, but either way, it was like early in the day. And then as the band gets bigger and more popular, they can claim, a better time slot with more crew, because people don't turn up. People typically don't turn up to festivals till later in the day. But Tracer definitely we saw both of that side, because Tracer got quite popular and quite a good following that they could claim better time slots. So opening the main stage, exactly, Hendrik, exactly, yeah, exactly. What was I going to say? And there were, if I'm remembering this correctly, on that same stage was Ozzy Osbourne later on, and Black Label Society, and also there's a connection I'm going for here. Tracer cover War Pigs, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. So Tracer played that early in the day, and then later in the day, Ozzy Osbourne played it, and later still in the day, or was Ozzy Osbourne the headline? No, I think Black Label Society also covered it. So 3 times on that main stage at that whatever year it was, 2014. 2012. War Pigs was played, which is pretty cool. And there were people that posted on the Tracer fan page saying they they were at that festival and they were at that stage and they saw all three bands, and Tracer, no shit, they were saying Tracer did the better version of War Pigs out of Ozzy Osbourne and Black Label Society, which is a huge accolade. But yeah, but what that festival and those people don't know is that Tracer have always done, or not always, but for a long time, Tracer included War Pigs as the closing of the main set. They interslice it into their song "Walk Alone," so it's very well honed by that point, and it's always sounded rad. But put it on a big stage with a huge PA in front of a sea of people. Okay, a smallish sea, but a big space of potential for the sea to get large. Just sounded great, and at the I guess so well finessed that the band played it perfectly. Do you know what? It's probably on YouTube. Let's take a look, dudes. It's probably on the tubes of you. Let me find it. Let me see. Tracer, War Pigs. What's it called again? What's the festival? Grass Pop. I think Grass Pop with one S. Look at this. Oh, okay, I got it wrong. It wasn't Black Label Society. Ozzy Osbourne played it, and Sacred Reich played it. Tracer War Pigs. That's not at Ross Rock. Ross Rock. Black Sabbath playing it at Grass Pop. It was 2014. Let's just see if this is... Okay, so this looks like... So we're not going to watch this because I thought it was the Tracer version, but it says here in the description, 3 times a day keeps the doctor away. 3 times the same song on the same 3-day during Metal Festival. It was a Friday. The song is War Pigs. In the morning, it was the Aussie band Tracer. In the afternoon, the USA band Sacred Reich. And last but not least, it was around midnight, Ozzy Osbourne. There's definitely... Oh! Wait. That is Tracer. Here we go. There's a bit of footage of Tracer here, folks. I've never seen this. Never seen this. This is not it. It's coming. Oh, cool. Just like that. That's wind, by the way. Nice. I like what they did. That this person sliced those 3 together. Vocals seem a bit quiet. Yeah, well, that was just a fan video. Shot from the crowd with a lot of noise, a lot of wind noise. Very cool to see, though. Tracer, yes, that just gets me nostalgic to want to sit back and just do a Tracer stream. But we're going to move on to Blue Rock Ridge. But before we do that, I'm going to need to get a homebrew, of course. It's good to hang out on a Sunday. It's even better to do it with a beer. So I'll be right back with a homebrew skis. All right, this must be nearly the last out of this batch. Maybe there's 2 more? I know there's definitely 1 more. There might be 2 more. It saddens me to say it, but, you know. All things move toward their end. Nick Cave taught us that. All things move toward their end. That's a little pessimistic, but so is Nick Cave. Cheers all. Sunday. Hey, it's not Sunday, it's Saturday. Cheers to Saturday. You can cheers to Sunday as well, but it's not quite Saturday. It's not quite Sunday. Actually, that needs a little more beer skins. A little bit too much head.
I'm not like some madman.
I'm not.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Marty, I see. Marty is some madman. That's the scary thing. All right, folks, let's move along. Blue Ridge Rock Festival, a tour manager's experience. Full screen it.
So this might make for an interesting video because, to be honest, I was not planning on doing any content while I was on tour. I think at this point, it's no secret to anybody that I am currently on tour with Electric Callboy. I'm tour.
Electric Cowboy. I don't know who they are. This guy looks a little bit like Grimsky.
Point. It's no secret to anybody that I am currently on tour with Electric Callboy. I'm tour managing the techno.
Wait, did you say Electric Cowboy or Callboy? If it's Electric Callboy, I photographed those guys in Sydney at a festival last year, and they were really fun. They're from Berlin. They're like a dancey, techno-y, electronic-y, rocky, fun party band.
That I am currently on tour with Electric Callboy. I'm tour managing the Techno World Tour in North America. We just finished 4 shows in a row, and I'm finally on a day off. And
Who did that? Who's doing that on DLive? Come on over to kick.com. Thank you, though, whoever that was.
Boston. Sitting in a hotel room, and like I said, I wasn't originally going to film content, but something happened at our first show of this little run of 4 days when we were at Blue Ridge Rock Festival. And by now, I'm sure everybody that's into rock and metal that's been on the internet has heard about what's going on. And
I'm going to put some socks on. My feet are cold. Give me a second. Seems a bit crazy given that it's spring, but my feet are cold.
I finally decided I want to talk about this. And originally I wasn't going to, because it's a weird spot to be in the music industry when stuff like this happens. Nobody wants to speak out and percentages and stuff like that. But after seeing what some of the fans were saying about this is just one of those moments where I feel like when stuff like this happens, people need to be held accountable. I honestly just want to share my experience. Before I really dive into anything, I do just want to preface this by saying everything in this video is my opinion. This is my experience when we were there. This is my opinion. Do not hold anything I say to or like it's the same opinion that Electric Callboy or their crew has.
Definitely Electric Callboy. Just while he talks, I'm going to just... how can I do this? I want to bring up my photos of Electric Callboy.
They want to speak about it, they can. If any of the other bands want to speak about it, they can. This is just everything from me. I do not plan on editing this video. This is going to be just a sit here and talk kind of video. So let's get into this. Blue Ridge Rock Festival is held in Alton, Virginia. One of the major festivals that people are really, looking forward to every year because it always has a really, really good, sick, killer lineup. I was especially looking forward to this one. I thought it was going to be really good. The day that we were there had a killer lineup. I was excited to see some friends and stuff like that. So I'm going to walk you through the entire process of what happened and what I saw with my own eyes, and kind of even from a production standpoint, tell you how this works. The way that I tour manage is that a month in advance from every show, I advance shows with production managers. And what that means is I reach out to them and I talk to them about every aspect of the show production wise, what's going on at their location, what kind of setup they have, what they're going to do for parking the buses, loading the gear, hospitality backstage, where the dressing room is going to be.
This is all standard practice for a tour manager. So what he's saying here is nothing unusual, but it sets the scene.
Every little thing about a show, I talk to production managers ahead of time. I also tell them what we're going to have.
Oh, by the way, sorry, before we go any further, I should have mentioned this is a bit of a test for me. By the way, also my site, I haven't optimized the images. I'm currently, while we stream, I'm also uploading 100 gigs to YouTube. I took the, if you watched my stream this morning about the David Bowie Young Americans, I took that source material, cropped out the music and re-uploaded it. It's a 100 gig file and it's uploading right now. So I thought I'd just say that because, well, we're streaming 1080/60 and we're uploading 100 gigs to YouTube on the same internet pipeline. Fiber internet. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Thought I'd just interject with that.
Kind of gear, what kind of power we need, how many people, how many buses, every little single detail. No band goes into a show on a professional level just walking in with stuff and being like, hey, we're here, and figuring it out, because there's too much detail involved. So a month before Blue Ridge Rock Fest, I advanced with their production manager for the festival, went over everything. I sent them our touring documents. We have an entire rider with everything that we're going to be carrying. It goes from gear to who's traveling with us, how many crew people we have, what we need for power, what we need for space, stuff like that. So again, nothing unusual about what he's saying here. All standard practice for a tour manager and for a band of the size of Electric Callboy. This is the band he's talking about. Yeah, when did I shoot them? I shot these guys. Good Things Festival last year, December last year. You can see they're a party band, right? They're German. They're a party band. Pretty cool stuff too. I was blown away, actually. Their set was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's interesting stuff. Yeah, so hearing him speak. Yeah, sure. All of our information ahead of time. Not only that, but they give me their tech specs as well. So I knew exactly what we were going to have at Blue Ridge Rock Fest. I knew what things were going to be. And I also do phone calls with people. And
I'll also interject here, when I was tour managing with Tracer, a lot of this stuff was done by Dre and then handed off to me or CC'd in on. So Dre, in any band, there's always someone who sort of takes that role in the early stages. I mean, he would like to have palmed that off in its entirety and then just focused on drumming. And I'm sure that's what would have happened if things had gone further for the band. But when I came in and did a little tour managing, it was more about how to manage the finances to have me there to do the photography, documentation, and tour managing. So Dre did a lot of the advancing beforehand, and I was CC'd in on it and introduced throughout to all the venues and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
For Blue Ridge Rock Fest, I specifically did 2 different phone calls. One with a production.
Hang on, I don't want to miss what he said then.
We're going to have at Blue Ridge Rock Fest. I knew what things were going to be. And I also do phone calls with people. And for Blue Ridge Rock Fest, I specifically did 2 different phone calls. One with a production manager, one with the head of artist relations that's in charge of like transportation back and forth, hospitality, parking, all that stuff. So it's not like we didn't communicate. I've talked to these guys multiple times. And even a week before shows, I reach out again just to make sure that nothing has changed. So going into Blue Ridge Rock Fest, we had a plan. We were told where we were going to park the buses. We were aware that we were going to be cross-loading to the stage. We knew our set times. We pretty much knew everything. We knew what power was going to be. Like, you get the point. It's everything. So we roll into Blue Ridge Rock Fest. We were there on the Friday. was that the 9th? I think the 9th. Sorry, my days are really messed up. And I know a lot of people saw on the 8th, the Thursday, they had some crazy weather. I saw videos from friends that were there that it looked like a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. So I expected the grounds to be kind of wet, things to be a little disorganized, but I had no idea how it was going to be. So we showed up there at about 9:30, 10 in the morning, and I was originally told we were going to park our buses at the artist compound. I checked in at Artist Relations, and I started texting the people that I was supposed to text when I got there, and very quickly it realized like nobody really knew what was going on. I started getting texts from like 6 different people that were in charge of different things, and we were...
So at this stage, are they going to be parking somewhere else? They haven't parked up yet?
Kind of hanging out for like an hour before anybody really knew what was happening. Got a hold of the people that were in charge of transporting people back and forth, because where we were supposed to park was a good bit away from the stage.
Okay.
They told us that they were going to have shuttles, golf carts running people back and forth all day. It was going to be no big issue.
Let me guess, the golf carts got bogged in the dirt because it was now mud. You often see at festivals they lay down big steel road plates to stop that happening, or to mitigate the chance of getting bogged.
It was kind of difficult to find somebody to get band members back to the dressing rooms, but I finally got that lined up, and the band went back to the dressing rooms while I stayed with the buses trying to figure out what was going on. Well, after about an hour and a half of sitting there with nobody telling us what was going on, I had to make the decision to get our bus drivers to a hotel, because bus drivers need to sleep, and we had to show a very long distance.
I wish he had mentioned how many buses he's talking, because one of them would have had their backline in it, or were they borrowing a backline? How much? I guess he probably will tell us, but
the next day we had to go from there to Pittsburgh. So I told the people that seemed to be in charge, like, hey, we got to park our buses because I have to get our drivers sleep. So I made the decision that I wanted to park our buses at Artist Check-In, which was like at the main entrance of the festival. It wasn't in the artist compound or anything like that. They finally told me it was fine. So we did that. And I sent our drivers to a hotel with the runner from the festival. That was like the one thing all day that actually seemed to be set up, was transportation for our drivers.
Seems good.
So I told our crew, like, hey, you guys know we're going to have to cross load. So I'm going to go down to the stage, and
I'm not too sure what cross-loading means, what that term relates to. I'm assuming it means loading onto the stage while someone else is playing on the separate stage, the stage next to it. Cross-loading, I guess.
See how the dressing rooms are. After waiting for about 30 minutes, I finally got to run down to the stage. And upon getting to the stage, I saw the backstage area, which...
It would also be nice here to know what their set time was, because he said they got there quite early. He said he got there 10ish or something, but he hasn't told us what time of the day that they were scheduled to perform. That would have been a good bit of information.
It was, pretty small, but no big deal. Like, not complaining about that, but...
Hang on, what did he just say there? The stage? Wait, my bad, hold on.
3 minutes, I finally got to run down to the stage, and upon getting to the stage, I saw the backstage area, which was, pretty small, but no big deal. Like, not complaining about that, but...
He's already got a dressing room. You don't... Like, typically, if you've got a dressing room and transportation, the backstage area doesn't really need to be that big just to get the band in and get them onto the stage. It's not like you're going to spend a lot of time there, right? You'll do your huddle, and you'll have a few words, then you'll go on stage. You've got a dressing room.
The trailer that the band was put in for, their dressing room, had no working AC. They were like, sorry, the air conditioning broke. We're going to try and get somebody to fix it.
Okay, that sucks. Are we talking winter or summer, though?
And it was in the 90s that day. I mean...
Hey, Siri, what's 90 Fahrenheit in Celsius?
90 degrees Fahrenheit is 32.2 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so a hot summer day. Hey, Siri, volume 10.
Okay, I've changed it.
That's way louder than usual.
It was super hot, so it was kind of miserable, and the band had already told me after being there for 10 minutes it was a sweat box. So they were all just sitting outside under a tent, waiting to figure out what was going on. So while I was working out stuff with them, I started hearing from our production manager about how we needed to cross load. And again, it seemed like nobody at the festival knew what was going on. I was texting and calling people like, hey, I need a flatbed truck up at our buses to load all of our gear. We need a forklift for our video carts that we're using. And the same answer that I got
All that stuff would be in the advancing of the show, so they should have had someone on hand with all that gear ready to go.
every day, all day long, was just like, yeah, we got somebody on it. Like, we got somebody working on it. Cool, whatever. We didn't get our first flatbed to our buses until about 2 p.m., which, to be fair, was the scheduled load-in time they gave us, was about 2 p.m.
Okay.
But they told us to drop our trailer door.
Wait. Load in time at 2 p.m., but yet you get in time was 10 a.m.? Okay.
Doors at about noon and start getting stuff out.
These timings.
To be fair, was the scheduled load-in time they gave us, was about 2 p.m. But they told us to drop our trailer doors at about noon and start getting stuff out.
Okay, hold on. Why would they, if there's a load-in time for 2 p.m., why would they tell you to start loading some things at noon? Doesn't make sense. Sounds like this could be a communication error. Breakdown of communication.
There were no stagehands when we started unloading our trailer at all. I helped our crew unload, and we got everything out in the parking lot, just sitting in a gravel dirt parking lot. Pulled everything out, sat there waiting. At some point, I had to go back to the stage again just to make sure that the band was doing okay. I was told...
Why was the band at the stage at noon? He hasn't told us what time they're due on stage. This story is a little bit convoluted because the facts haven't been presented.
That they were going to bring a fan into the dressing room, and a air fan. Not...
Did he say he went back to the stage to check on the band, but he actually meant he went back to the dressing room? Because why would the band be at the stage if the load-in time is not till 2 and you're starting the load at midday? Does it mention stage time in the description at all? No. Yeah, there's a few things missing here, I feel.
Like a fan of the show.
Hang on.
That the band was doing okay.
He said I went back to the stage.
At some point, I had to go back to the stage again just to make sure that the band was doing okay.
Let's just assume he meant back to the dressing room at that point.
I was told that they were going to bring a fan into the dressing room, and a air fan, not like a fan of the show. I was told that they were going to bring a fan in there because the AC didn't work. Never got that fan. Never showed up.
That sucks.
At this point,
so at that point, 30 degrees Celsius, 90 Fahrenheit, with no AC in a possibly a demountable. That's not going to be fun. And this band, what, they a 6-piece or something? I can't remember. There's about 6 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least six in this band, right? So yeah, 6 dudes in a demount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, six yahoos. They're going to be all sweaty, and it's going to be a shitty dressing room.
Band was still just sitting outside.
That's going to be weird.
That
is going to be weird, Hendrik. Thank you, man.
Stage with nothing really going on.
They were sitting backstage.
The AC didn't work. Never got that fan. Never showed up. At this point, the band was still just sitting outside, like behind the stage with nothing really going on.
Wait. He said that the dressing room was a shuttle ride away from the stage, but now he's saying the band is sitting backstage. You really needed to tell us the stage time. What time was this band due on stage? We've got 2 times. With 3, we got. You said you arrived there by 10ish. You were due to load in at 2, but you started loading in at noon. I'm going to assume if load-in's at 2, there'd be either a line check at 3, stage time by 3:30. Why is the band anywhere near the stage at this time? I'm a bit confused.
Because the AC didn't work. Never got that fan. Never showed up. At this point, the band was still just sitting outside, like behind the stage with nothing really going on. Catering for lunch was pretty much non-existent at all.
Oh, shit.
I was told that because of the storm the night before, that catering was all unorganized and they didn't really know what was going on. And then there was like barely any water backstage. There was no hospitality in the dressing rooms. And I know that sounds like a diva thing, but it's like these are the things that are advanced. It's like we need water backstage for people that are hanging out. We need drinks and snacks or something.
There seems to be 2-hour intervals, so I guess stage time was 4. Possibly, yeah, possibly, Hendrik, possibly.
Food.
But if load-in's at 2, that means that they're loading their gear to the back of the stage, ready to roll it on stage for their set. You don't want every band to do that. You want them to do it in a rolling schedule so that the space gets utilized. Typically, bands, if they're not using someone else's kit, they'll roll their kit in and it'll just roll in from the back of the stage, literally on a roller. So if their load-in's at 2, then I'd say sound check or probably just a line check because they're at a festival would be 2:30, maybe 3.
Of some sort. And there really wasn't anything going on. And at one point, I did go back up top to where our buses were because they finally had a flatbed up there, but there was no forklift to get our stuff up there. One stagehand that they tried to send up there disappeared. It was so unorganized and unprofessional. And then on top of all that, we had media going on that day for the band. So I had to just keep going back and forth. And where our buses were was like at least 1.5 miles.
Add media to the situation. Interviews that the band doesn't really want to do, but they've got to do. That's gonna be weird.
Away from the stage. So every time somebody needed to get to the stage, we needed to call a golf cart to take us down there, which again was taking 30 to 45 minutes to just get somebody to send one up there because it seemed like they didn't have enough and they also didn't know what was going on.
Let me just stop here. Is this festival well organized? Like, not well organized. Is it well established? Wikipedia. Blue Ridge Rock Fest. Blue Ridge Rock. Oops. It's in the United States. Why is this coming up like this? Blue Ridge Rock Festival. It's in Danville. Oh, this is just a list of them? I just want to see how many years this thing's gone for. Because it seems like it's very unorganized. North America's largest rock and metal festival. 2023 sold out. Lineup, experiences, sponsor, get involved, frequently asked questions. I just thought it might have had a little history here. It doesn't look like it. Okay. History. Okay, so it's not that old. I mean, it's old enough. Founded in 2017. So they should have their shit down by now, basically. Where are we? All the way back here.
Sparing a lot of other details during the day, I finally, at 3:30 p.m., had to get to the band to their signing session that was contracted to them from the festival.
Okay, so they got to go and sign shit. Hendrik, true. So including a setup and clearing the stage from previous band, then setup starts at 4 and stage time is 6. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I think those times wouldn't. Hendrik, what you're forgetting is that on these main stages at festivals, they've got bands playing all day. So when one band's loading in, the other stage is being used, and then the stage that's being loaded in, as soon as that band finishes their set, typically a 45-minute set, even half an hour sometimes, this band will go, we're on now. So if you're loading in at 2, your stage time is going to be 2:30 or 3 at the very latest, not 4 or 6. Hell no, because that doesn't make sense. There's too much gear back there for that to be every band. Unless it's the Blue Ridge Rock Festival and it's all disarray, all organized terribly.
Now, the one detail about the signing session that I should bring up is that we were originally scheduled for 5:30 p.m. for the band to go sit at the tables and meet fans and sign.
It's interesting. Okay. Well, maybe. Okay. So if they're doing media from 3:30 and signing at 5:30, then I'm saying their set time is getting pushed back and back. So they might be starting at 7. So then at that point, loading in sounds like they're loading and stashing it to the side. This is what the cross load could be. Possibly this is what cross loading could be. It means that, I'm going to assume it means that you load your shit into an area, and then when it's time to use it, you cross it over to where it needs to be. Yeah? I don't know. Maybe.
Stuff. And our set time was at 6:45, and that's
okay. There we go. That's important info. 6:45 set time. Okay, now we know.
That I should bring up is that we were originally scheduled for 5:30 p.m. for the band to go sit at the tables and meet fans and sign stuff. And our set time was at 6:45, and that's really close. That's not enough time. If they do a 45-minute signing session, that leaves the band a half hour. I didn't want to do that. So earlier in the day, I had asked the festival if we could move our signing time to 3:30, which they told us was absolutely no problem. They would update the signing times. They would...
Bingo bango. So I wasn't too far off. You were right. Hendrik, you were right. Cheers, Azizes.
Going to make announcements. So when I finally got backstage to get the band to their signing, they got us transportation on time, which was great. And they take us all the way across the festival grounds behind the main stage. And they take us to this gated area, and they said, all right, here's your signing area. So go in there, and we'll be back in a half hour to pick you guys up, and everything's cool. So I was like, okay. So I told the band to wait, and I go in there, and there's two, like...
That's such a clean audio grab of a can opening, which I'll be doing shortly with the gentleman Jack. But cheers, Hendrik.
6-foot tables set up with just 2 little benches, and there's no security. There's one person there that seemed, I don't know if they were a volunteer or staff at the festival, but they seemed to have no idea what was going on again. And they just said, hey, you know, this is your signing area for the band, and there's people lined up. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, we don't have security, so this is going to be kind of weird. So I told the band what was going on. I brought them in. I sat them down at 3:30, and they just started signing stuff. And I could tell very quickly that something awkward was going on, and I didn't know what.
Weird.
But I realized, and one of the band members told me, they think we're somebody else. And I went out to the front and I looked, and they didn't. And the festival had not changed any of the schedules. The people that were in.
Oh shit! What? Even the fans didn't know? The fans would have known. You're getting your shit signed by Electric Callboy, but you're thinking you're getting your shit signed by Ace Frehley, for instance?
Line were actually waiting for another band. They had no idea that Electric Callboy was signing at all.
Whoopsie!
People were expecting to get something signed by another band, and
Tell us the name.
It was very awkward and weird. I tried to get a hold of the festival people.
That would have been a great gag for the band to just start signing shit as that band, you know? Like change their signatures up to try to forge the other band.
And tell them what was going on, and nothing was... I wasn't getting responses. So after about 5...
So what merch were they signing? Were they signing their own merch, or were they signing someone else's vinyl and hoodies and t-shirts and shit? It's like, what? This is a new piece of merch. I haven't seen this in our lineup yet, but okay, sign away.
10 minutes, the band that was supposed to be signing showed up, and
Whoopsie.
their representative from the festival honestly was a little rude, but I understand the situation and the confusion. This person went right up to one of the Electric Callboy band members and started talking to them while they were signing, and was like, hey, what are you guys doing here? You shouldn't be here. And I grabbed this person. I said, hey man, talk to me. They're signing. What's going on? And he goes, no, I'm talking to him. And I was like, you talk to me. They're signing. What's going on? And he goes, well, I've got this band here. They're supposed to be signing right now, but your band's here. And then blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, dude, we talked to the person at the festival and they moved us to this time. And they were like, oh, nobody told me that, so I apologize. And they were cool about it. Meanwhile, the other band that was supposed to be signing is just standing off to the side, very confused, and I felt bad because nobody knew what was going on. And
They should have all got in there and done a big sign up together, signed everything as one band. Give peace a chance style.
I finally just made the call because of how awkward and weird it was to just grab my guys, Electric Callboy, and say, yo, let's go. Let's go. Let's let
bounce.
this other band sign. They were supposed to be here. Nobody from the festival relayed this information. It was just a very awkward situation.
But the fans would have known. Surely the fans would have known, right? The fans would have been like, "Who the fuck are you, dude? What? How many in the band I'm here for is a 3-piece. There's 6 of you dudes. What's going on?"
I get them. I take them back to the dressing rooms behind the stage.
See, he's just fucked up. He's now said the dressing rooms are behind the stage. Before, he said the dressing rooms were a golf cart right away. He's confusing. He's confused the setup here, the layout of the land. Like, he mentioned that there was a golf cart trip between the dressing rooms and the stage. He also mentioned a small backstage area, but that's not the dressing rooms. Unless he means catering now.
And kind of got in touch with my production manager and was like, "Hey, are you guys good? Are you finally loaded?" Because he was up at the buses with all the gear, and he goes, "Nope, no flatbed up here. No truck with flatbed, no forklift, no stagehands, no nothing."
So what time's this? This is after 3:30, and they still haven't got any of their video shit off the truck. Did they have that at this festival? I can't remember. No, they don't seem to have any. No, it's just like stage lighting. Yeah, okay, interesting. I wonder what their North American tour looks like then. He did too. He definitely said change rooms were in a trailer. Yeah, and a golf cart away.
We're just sitting up here waiting. So I got a hold of somebody at the festival, told them what was going on. We needed somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll get somebody down there."
Hang on. So let's just take a pause and say what's gone wrong so far. The band has turned up to a festival. The bus parking isn't what it was meant to be, so they've parked in a different area. The stagehands that were supposed to help with the load-in are non-existent. The infrastructure to get their stage equipment, such as their, by the sounds of it, big video screens and shit, to get that off their bus into the stage area is non-existent. The air conditioning is not working in the dressing room, and their signing time has been altered at the request of the tour manager. So I don't know, not much has gone that wrong if their set time is 6:45, but then again, load-in was at 2. I didn't hear the golf cart bit. No, he definitely said that they needed to get a golf cart between the dressing room. Hey, Comtech, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Comtech. How you going? Cheers.
And sorry, I'm going to take a drink really quick. I feel like I'm talking a lot. My voice hurts. Anyways, they were just sitting up there. Like 3 or 4 of my crew guys just sitting up there, like not knowing what was going on. And the festival was telling me it's being taken care of. We're sending somebody up there. I stayed down with the band because we had more media scheduled. We were actually supposed to do, like, I was supposed to take them to a meeting, well, not a meet and greet, but like an interview with Mark from Cardivox Academy on YouTube that a lot of you guys know. And I texted Mark and I was like, "Dude, there's so much craziness going on. I don't think we can do this. Like, I don't think I'll be able to meet up with you with the guys. Like, this is just too much." And he finally, Mark was nice enough to be like, "Dude, I get it. It's crazy here." I'm not going to repeat everything he said because
is this all because of the storms the day before?
Because that's his business. If he wants to tell you guys, that's cool. But we canceled that, and then we canceled 2 other things we had planned because just nobody knew what was going on. So at about 4 o'clock, I finally call my production manager on the radio again, and I said, "Are you guys taken care of? Is anybody up there?" The answer again was no. Nobody knew what was going on.
So the production manager has no contact with anyone at the festival either? Is that what I understand? So no one from the festival has helped unload their gear. Is it possible that, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, is it possible that no one has done that because tour manager chose a different bus parking area? He didn't actually say why he did that, but he said I, as in him, he chose to park up at a different spot, which he also said was at the main gates, like at the front of the festival entrance, which is kind of strange. So is that why there's no help coming? Because they're not expecting you to be there. They're expecting you to be in the bus parking compound. But he said that that was a bit of a shit show from the storm, but he didn't say why. He didn't really explain why that. Yeah. Okay. I don't. Yeah.
No stagehands, no flatbed, no forklift. Half of our gear had already made it to the stage, but the rest was still sitting at the buses. And we're at a point now where we've got 2.5 hours until our showtime, and there's a lot that's involved. You know,
So half of the gears made it to the stage. I guess they wheeled it down themselves.
have to work on stuff. They need to set up risers. They need to set up monitor worlds, front of house audio worlds, lighting stuff. So I spent the next hour basically calling everybody from the festival I could, even the production manager that I advanced with, and he just said, "Oh no, you know, the stage manager on your stage is taking care of it." So I talked to the stage manager.
Hendrik, true. Do the festival people usually try to hit you up at the bus? No. You normally what happens is the load-in happens, which is from a temporary bus area, and then you take your buses to the park-up area, which is where I think this has kind of gone a bit strange, because he said that the transport guys wouldn't let him do that, and so he made a decision to take his buses to this other space, which might be where it sort of went downhill. Because the festival people, it sounds like they're not quite all switched on, and they don't know that he's at that other space. Maybe, I mean, yeah, that's my assumption here.
Manager, he has no idea. Basically calling everybody from the festival I could, even the production manager that I advanced with, and he just said, "Oh no, you know, the stage manager on your stage is taking care of it." So I talked to the stage manager. He has no idea. And what I started realizing in that moment was that every single fucking thing that I advanced with that festival never got relayed to anybody. So I realized that the staff at the festival was basically flying blind. The stage manager had no...
Right, so do you text or do you phone call? Up until the festival, everything that we did was email, so that there was a trail of it. But on the day, phone call or text. But up until, you know, because don't forget, when we did this, we were doing it from Australia to Europe. So phone calls and text messages wasn't an option. But an email gives you an... And as Dre taught me, and God bless Dre, but he's like, dude, just make the email, because you're dealing with foreign language. Typically, most of the time, the German ones were the funniest ones. But Dre said, dude, just make it super, super simple. Like, do not word anything. Like, if you need to say, I don't even know what a good example would be, but it just make it ultra, ultra, ultra simple. Because if you start adding words to you know, like punctuate a sentence and make it more expressive, it opens up the possibility for it to be misinterpreted. So if you just state the simple, because they often put them into a Google Translate anyway, and then come back with the native tongue. So yeah, funny. It's funny, and then go to Scotland, where they speak English, apparently. Jesus.
Realized that the staff at the festival was basically flying blind. The stage manager had no advances on anything. The stagehands that were there, which was not many of them, I only saw maybe like 4 or 5 all day. And at a festival like that, you usually have like a dozen per stage. Nobody knew what was going on. They didn't know what the bands had. I started realizing that all of the on-the-ground festival staff that was supposed to be doing hospitality and artist...
Oh, what I mean is at the venue. At the venue, you phone call, for sure. You've got all local numbers and you've got a local SIM, so you phone call at that point.
They were all completely stressed, and
I can understand Swedish better than Scottish.
It hit me that nobody has prepared these people for anything that's going on at this festival.
That's bad.
And I felt so bad for them. I hold no animosity whatsoever to the festival staff here that was like on the ground working.
Damn, dude. That's so the festival, the production manager who received the advancement from the band, from this guy, hadn't relayed that info to anybody on the grounds. That's a failure of communication, which is pretty detrimental to everybody's day. And then I wonder if this tour manager is going to feel like he's now, because the band is relying on him to set their day, right? The tour manager is the dude who basically runs the band's day. So if the tour manager's having a hard time getting through to the production manager and getting the shit organized for their show, the band is going to look to the tour manager and say, "What's the fuck's going on, man? Hurry, do this, get this shit done." So there's a lot of pressure on this guy at this point. But it seems like he's done everything relatively by the book, except for that bus parking thing, which he didn't really explain. But he's done everything else according what he should do. But it's out of his hands, is what I'm saying.
Was complete chaos. Finally, at like 5:15, they finally sent a forklift and a flatbed up to our buses where our production manager was, and
wasn't their stage time at 6:45? So they've just got to so they can get a forklift up to their truck. So there's not. I was wondering if it was because of like muddy conditions or whatever.
Started bringing down video carts, and our video carts are huge. They're like 8 foot long by 3 feet deep by 6.5 feet tall. They weigh 1,500 pounds each, and we have 3 of them. And this festival had no straps for their flatbed trucks, and they told us, "Oh, just have a couple of your guys ride in there and hold onto them on the back of the flatbed truck for a 1.5 mile drive
over bumpy, dirty festival grounds." Dude, that's an OH and S nightmare. Without knowing how this story ends, I don't reckon this show's going to go ahead. But you know what's confusing me? Are there bands playing right now? It's a festival. There's already bands on that stage performing. So it's just confusing what's going on, because is every band getting a bad experience, or is it just this band that's getting a bad experience? Holy snapping duck shit, that's bad. Yeah, fully, Hendrik.
Over bumps and cable ramps and all that. So our production manager said, "We're going to try this." I'm down at the stage trying to organize what the hell is going on with everything. And at one point, our production manager radioed me and said, "We're stopping this truck and I need a medic." And I found out that the one stagehand they sent us almost got crushed by one of the carts because it was on a flatbed, not strapped in.
Fuck!
One of them actually did.
Oh, Jesus. So one of these big hard cases has moved because it hasn't been strapped down and squashed a stagehand? Jesus. That's show-stopping material, right? Holy fuck.
Production manager radioed me and said, "We're stopping this truck and I need a medic." And I found out that the one stagehand they sent us almost got crushed by one of the carts because it was on a flatbed, not strapped in.
Wait, almost got crushed or got crushed somewhat badly?
One of them actually did smash our production manager's leg, and he was injured and couldn't walk for a while.
Fuck.
And we just decided to park that truck where it was and forklift the carts to the stage. And we eventually did that. Just gigantic clusterfuck. Meanwhile, the band is still sitting near the dressing room. No air conditioning, no nothing. They sat outside all day. Like the bands, and not just Electric Callboy, the other bands. Like they were just sitting outside all day. Like again, barely any catering, no water around, no drinks, no nothing. They were sitting.
No lunch? What? They got there at 11 or something. What? Haven't they had lunch?
Out there from 11 in the morning until showtime. And I realize as I'm saying this, a lot of people that are watching are like, "Yeah, but do you know what's going on with the fans?" Yes, I do. I walked the grounds. Dude, I'm sorry for any of you that were at Blue Ridge Rock Fest. I walked the grounds, and what I saw was it was unbelievable. I believe they let in too many people, just from me looking. I would guess that. I saw trash piles about 7 feet tall.
Whoa, what's going on? This is before dark at a festival. This is gnarly, man. This shit normally is later in the festival in the evening, right? This is their set time's 6:45. He's walking the grounds. He's doing that around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. What the hell? There's more to this story, eh? No lunch. He said that earlier. Bad weather the day before. Yeah, bad weather the day before. But so they still have the catering. They haven't brought in catering from outside. If they're on-site catering is fucked out because of the bad weather yesterday. They should have organized an external company to come in and bring catering in.
All over the festival grounds. Like, they had no sanitation.
I'm predicting, this is halfway through, I'm predicting that this festival either gets shut down or this band just says fuck this and they don't perform. I'm picturing this guy to make a call to Electric Callboy and say, "Hey dudes, this thing is a fucking shit show. We've already been paid through our guarantee. Let's fucking eject out of here and tell our fans we'll come back to this city and play a club show or something." This sounds like dude, they crushed the stagehand. This sounds like it's all going downhill from here.
Garbage. From what I understand, from what I was hearing from people that were there, they had nobody cleaning out porta potties. Porta potties were overflowing.
Not by 4 p.m. they're not. Unless porta potties aren't fucked up by 4 p.m. on a festival. Unless they didn't clean them from... Is it a 2-day festival? Yeah, he said yesterday, right? Bad weather yesterday. So they cleaned all that shit from yesterday. They didn't just leave them overnight, right?
There was
surely
barely enough water for anybody at the festival. There were people just taking spots in the shade wherever they could. Like, this was horrendous. Like, this was absolutely horrendous that people paid their hard-earned money and traveled from all over the world to go to this festival, and they were treated like scum. Like, it was embarrassing for me to see that, how the fans were treated. I also understand that they weren't letting people in. People paid extra money to get shuttles from like the campgrounds and the parking to the stages, and they were school buses. I don't know how many they had, but definitely not enough to carry the people there. I saw messages from people online that said that they waited outside for hours and hours and hours and still never got let into the festival. And then the people that were in there, again, had to endure with not enough water and trash mountains and fucking porta potties overflowing. I mean, it was...
Hey, Daleski, how you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Thank God EDC is professionally organized. And what's EDC? The Electric Dale Conspiracy? Hendrik, my guess is that this is where this... My guess is that is there. Fucking hell, Hendrik, what the hell? My guess is that this is... I still can't work that bit out. My guess is there was no servicing of that festival due to the bad weather. Oh, there were no services that came and did and worked on the festival grounds overnight. Right. Electric Daisy Carnival, Dale. Okay. I do not know what that is, but yeah, right.
It was horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So we finally, just skipping over a few things, we finally got all of our gear to the stage at about 6 o'clock. And at that time, there was another band on, and they had some wind pickup, and they put our stage on a standby until the wind died down. But there was no rain, there was no thunder, lightning, there was no storms. It was just wind, and that delay lasted for like 15 minutes. They finally let the band before us finish their set, and when they did, we were on our changeover. During our changeover, again, I realized that the staff there had no idea what we were using. Like, the stage manager was like, "You guys have video cards? Nobody told us this." And
fuck.
Starts at the top.
Damn.
Production management.
Ouch.
Again, I felt so bad for the stage manager on our stage, which was stage 4. He was a very awesome guy, completely defeated and overwhelmed.
Stage 4, so not one of the main stages, possibly just a single stage off to the side.
I felt so bad for the guy because he was just thrown to the wolves, man. He had no idea what was going on. Our crew absolutely crushes. Electric Callboy's crew is one of the best crews I've ever worked with. They're phenomenal people. They got that show set up in like 20 minutes. In the normal time it takes us, we usually load in our shows at 10 a.m. and sound check it, 2, so 4 hours of setup time. They did it in 20 minutes.
Wow.
So,
props.
It's just mind-blowing. And then we get our video carts set up on stage, and we take our power distro out, power distribution, because you have to power lighting and video and stuff like that. And the electrician on the stage was like, no, we can't do this. We don't have power for you guys. You guys didn't advance this. To which I responded,
Yes, I did.
Fuck, I didn't, because I can take a lot of heat, but when somebody accuses me of not doing my job, I don't dig that. And I apologized to him because I realized, like, I didn't mean to really swear at him. I was like, he goes, nobody told us. And I was like, I get it. I realize it now. Nobody told you anything, but like, we advanced to this. So he told us.
Of course. Fuck, man. Okay, I feel for Grimsky here.
He had no power, which meant we could not use our video for our set.
Dude, all that kerfuffle and all that carting in, loading in, and dramas from where they parked up and this and that, no flatbeds. Now they can't even use the shit, dude.
Luckily, one of the bands on our stage that was playing after us, I happened to know some of their crew. They were nice enough to let us tie into their power so we could use our video.
Nice.
We had to run a bunch of separate cables everywhere. Our lighting director, who's also a production manager, had to run to front of house. And it was the first time all day he had seen the house lighting console. No programming, no nothing. Just got on the board literally at the start of the show. It was crazy.
Wow, that's big. Most people have no idea what goes into a music festival. It's a massive work behind the scenes. Yeah, fully, dude. Fully. Yeah. A lot going on.
We somehow used like all of our stuff, the video wall.
Wow.
We didn't use our lighting package that we would normally use because we just didn't have time or power or anything like that. But I will say the show was great.
Okay.
The crowd was insane.
I thought the way he was lining this up, I thought they were going to cancel it, but okay. They managed the show.
For these guys,
Props.
I'm happy with the response they got for their first US festival. And I will say,
wow, it's their first festival in the States. I got to say, from what I shot in last year at Good Things Festival, they were received very well in Australia. Let me remind you again of the photos, folks. They were received very well in Australia, this band. So obviously a different stage setup than what they would have done in the States. But yeah, they went down a treat at a festival. Electric Callboy. Yeah, party times, good times, fun times.
And put on a great show, and they enjoyed it. After they got done, they went back to the dressing rooms, and we found out that the air conditioning was finally fixed back there.
Yeehaw.
And they did have catering up for dinner.
Good.
So people were able to eat and stuff like that, but it was still hard to find like water and stuff like that. And then for our loadout for the crew, it's the same thing as the inn, man. Nobody knew what was going on. My plan was to get us out of there. Like, we finished our set at like 7:50 in the evening. I figured we could get out of there by 10:30 because we had that long drive, and I had my drivers back at about 9:30. And it was the same thing. Nobody knew where to get a flatbed to crossload. Nobody knew where to find a forklift. So we sat there for about 2 hours before we even knew what was going on. They finally...
That's annoying because at that point, other bands are loading in and loading out as well. So you don't want to just sit around doing nothing, right? Hendrik, communication is key to organizing this shit for sure. Frankly, accurate communication is critical to pretty much everything. Bang. Right on, Dalesky.
Some point, I found a golf cart backstage and just asked somebody, can you take my band back to the buses, please? About half the band left. But I had to just start calling every phone number that I had and being like, guys, we need a flatbed and a forklift down here. And I found out that they only had like one flatbed truck and forklift for like the entire fucking festival, 40 bands a day. It's just crazy. Insane logistics. So the band, the crew guys finally started their loadout maybe at like 9:30, something like that. We had to take multiple trips. We were able to finally get a flatbed loaded up and drove up and to start loading where our buses were, again, like a mile and a half away. And at one point, our agent, the booking agent for Electric Callboy, texted me and said, how bad is it there really? I've been hearing a lot of stuff. And I'm like, this is fucking horrible, dude. This is a step above Fire Festival. And I only say that.
Right on cue. Dale, what was the festival a while back that was a scam? Fire Festival, right on, but spelt with a Y, Fire. This isn't quite that bad, but
texted me.
That's
and
gonna
said,
be
how
weird.
bad is it there, really? I've been hearing a lot of stuff, and I'm like, this is fucking horrible, dude. This is a step above Fire Festival. And I only say that because bands actually played. And he goes, well, I'm going to send the promoter of the festival to talk to you, and I want you to be honest with him and tell him, what's going on. So at some point, the promoter for the festival, John, I can't remember his last name, but it's all over the internet. Like, everybody knows who it was, so I have no problem saying it. He came to our bus, and he's like, hey, man, I was told you wanted to talk to me. I wanted to see how your day went. And I told this guy straight to his face, dude, I have been touring for almost 17 years. Actually, probably about 17 at this point. I've never encountered a more unprofessional, unorganized, unsafe festival in my entire life.
I think that he should have mentioned this up front, that he's 17 years into his career doing this. It would have been better, and the stage times would have been handy too.
Not only for the bands, but for the crew, for your staff at the festival on site, and especially for the fans. This guy actually looked shocked. He looked surprised. He was like, man, I don't get it. Like, we hired the production staff from Sick New World, big festival, to handle all this because they know what they're doing and they know how this stuff goes. And I was like, well, I have no reason not to believe that, but I just don't. These
Dale, incompetence is annoying as hell. If you can't do the job, don't fake it. Do something. So there's something that's not... Is this the only band on that festival lineup that had this experience? Like, is anybody else speaking about, like, any other tour managers with other bands that were on that same lineup having a similar experience? Or is, like, I feel like one of the biggest mess ups on the accounting of this day was when he said he chose to park the buses up at a different location. I think that might have been where it fucked up. Because he also mentioned they only had one flatbed truck to take all bands' gear, all load off from buses to stages. But now you've got to go to this other area where this one band, he didn't say other bands were parking up there. He chose to do that. So now you've got to get the only flatbed truck and the only forklift out to this space where only one bus is. I don't know. I feel like that might have been the big problem here. Based on what he's saying, it sounds like the entire thing was a shit show, Dale. But yeah, I mean, I haven't researched to see how many other bands have had a similar experience, but I'm late to the convo. Yeah. I feel like that is where this kind of went wrong for Electric Callboy anyway.
These people had no fucking idea what they were doing. I don't know if that production team, third party, contracted it out to other people. I don't know what happened. I don't know why production didn't.
Yeah, we should research this. Yeah, if anybody can find any other links about bands having a terrible experience at Blue Ridge Rock Festival 2023, I guess we could check these comments as well, right? I was the stage 4 operator, tried my best. My crew ended up striking for inhumane living conditions and then left before the loadout. Now that's big. That's big. Yeah, okay. My brother works security, did his best getting the crowds out back to the parking areas. Sounds like a shit show. I'd want you as a tour manager. Very admirable. The festival blamed you guys for the shit with the meet and greet. Wow. Maybe we got this wrong. Maybe it was all across the board. This person says this was horrific. Electric Callboy brought some much needed fun to a terrible experience. That's pretty rad. It's a smaller scale of the Woodstock 99 disaster. Yeah, okay. So maybe we got it wrong. Maybe it is across the board.
Play things to their stage managers to the staff that was on the ground, I don't know. I wish I can get answers. Maybe after this video or something we get answers, but I don't know what it was. You know, and he's like, dude, you know, I took over this festival trying to change it, and we sunk millions and millions of dollars into this to make sure that it was running correctly. And I was like, dude, you can't just write a check at something and expect it to work. You have to have the right staff. And they did not have the right staff. Everything about this festival was fucked from the get-go. It was absolutely horrible. And again, I just want to send my sympathies out to the actual festival staff that was there. They worked their asses off trying to help everybody, but they were given no information.
I feel like that's also a key factor. Like if all of his advancing went to a big pile of nothing, nobody received the information that was sent on, then that's a big fail from the production standpoint.
We're given no help at all. At one point I started thinking to myself, I'm like, God, these people are working so hard. They've been here since probably 5 a.m. They're probably not going to go back to a hotel, if they even have a hotel, until 3 a.m. I don't know how people are sleeping. I don't know how people are eating, surviving. Like, it's mind blowing. So to the festival staff that was at Blue Ridge,
a different ownership of the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, because they've been around since 2017. But look at that! That's a great thumbnail. That should be the thumbnail for this video. Hey? That's awesome. So yeah, it sounds like the guy that came in. What was the dude? The promoter that came in is new. Sounds like it can't be they can't be well honed since 2017 and run a festival as badly as this, surely.
Including the production crew. Thank you guys, if you ever see this, for working as hard as you did. Like, I don't know how you guys did it.
Looks like the festival was cancelled. Hendrik, what? The festival was cancelled? Fuck me. Let me get that out of there, dude. Really? Let me copy that link. Really, Hendrik? Copy link address. Paste the shiz out of that. Blue Ridge Rock. This is from Loudwire. This year's Blue Ridge Rock Festival vowed to improve on many of its noteworthy shortcomings from years prior. So it's got a history of being lame. However, the festival was officially cancelled on Saturday. Wait. How many days is this festival then? How many days does this run for? Stagehands speak about festival conditions. There's your guy there, Tank. It sounds like it was an absolute shit show all around. Hang on, let me just see. How many days does this go for? Is it over 2 days? September 7th to 10th. 7th, 8th, 9th. So it's a 4-day festival. So fuck, man. Okay, so they canned it after the second day? They canned it after the second day. Why was it cancelled? After a series of updates, some of which have been since deleted, the festival attributed the cancellation to severe weather. Okay, well, good find, H-Man. Good find. Let's continue with Tank's encounter.
And I just told this guy how bad it was. And at one funny point in the conversation, I will say this was kind of funny. Sorry, Snooze. This has been going on for a while.
Snooze.
I'll try and wrap this video up quick. At one point in the conversation, the festival promoter looked at me and said, "Are you the roadie that has the YouTube channel? Are you Tank the Tech?" I said, "Yes." I could see it in his face immediately. Like, he didn't even have to say anything. I saw it in his face, like, oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
Like, he was like, "Dude, I like your channel. I've seen it." But
he's like, fuck. Of all the people to get this conversation, this guy with a YouTube channel is going to fuck our festival. Consider your whole field, Dale. So this promoter he knew who this guy was. He's like, can you believe it? We fucked up with one band and it happens to be a guy with a social media presence. Dang. Yeah, boy. Wait till I put out my video about this.
I'm not
Tank.
like some madman.
You are a madman. And Tank, this guy, I've never seen this guy before, but I've grown to appreciate and enjoy this content. And this bit's a bit humorous. Let me just go back a bit.
I'm not like some madman. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love it, Marty.
As the YouTube channel, are you Tank the Tech? I said, yes. I could see it in his face immediately. Like, he didn't even have to say anything. I saw it in his face, like, oh, fuck. Like, he was like, dude, I like your channel. I've seen it. But I know in that moment he realized, like, this guy might say something. And originally I was not going to. Because like I said, it is very taboo sometimes for people in the industry to talk about things like this. But here's the thing. I don't work for Electric Callboy full time. I'm just tour managing this North American tour. And I feel as though people should be held accountable for this. And that's why I'm talking about this.
Fully. Well done, man.
Again,
salute.
This is the most unorganized, unprofessional, unsafe production I've ever been a part of in my entire life touring. I can't speak for any of the other bands because I don't know how it was on other stages. Like we were not on the main stage. I don't know how it was, you know, for bands like Slipknot and Danzig that were there the same day. But I do have friends. I do have friends in a lot of camps that were on the other stages. I heard a lot of the same things from other people.
There you go.
You know, I did thank the promoter. I was like, dude, thank you for having us. You know, it's just, this doesn't work. This didn't work. This is a horrendous shit show. It is an absolute dumpster fire. And you guys should be embarrassed for putting this on.
Fully.
Those are my exact words.
Harsh. Harsh
and
but
I
true.
found out that this promoter is the promoter for some other festivals that are great festivals in the US, like metal and rock productions. So I don't understand how that happened. The only thing I can think of is that the production staff that was hired for this festival absolutely dropped the ball on everything. That's the only thing I can think of. Because again, the people that were working on the ground, the stage managers, the stagehands, the catering people backstage, the hospitality, the artist relations people, the vendors, they were trying their hardest. And I appreciate them. And it just, they were thrown to the wolves. They had no support, no help, no nothing. So finally we get loaded out at, we had to take multiple trips with the flatbed and everything to our trailers, which were again.
I'd say what would be cool, a panel discussion with him and the promoter. I'd love to see that. We'll check his channel to see if there's any updates.
And a mile and a half away. I had planned on getting us out of there by 10:30. We finished at 12:30 in the morning, which meant our drivers for our buses had been sitting for 3 hours, just doing nothing, which is horrible in this industry. You don't want your drivers there too early. They need to drive. They need their rest. Yeah, man, like...
Question, which is worse, incompetence or intentionally choosing to fuck shit up, aka trolling? Oh, trolling's worse then, because incompetence can be worked on, right? Incompetence is like, you fucked up, but here's the remedy, how we can avoid it happening in the future. But trolling, you chose to fuck up.
There's no after show food, no hospitality. I mean, basically our band and crew went an entire day without fucking eating or drinking anything. And I'm not looking for sympathy from people because
that's not right, dude. Like, you've got your rider. You should demand that somebody go and fulfill that rider.
Everybody there, not just us. It happened to all the bands. It happened to the fans, the staff that was there. It was just... I want to release this video and erase this day from my brain, dude. Like, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw I posted a picture that our tour photographer took of me smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke. Like, I was so stressed that day that you guys know how I'm sober and my sobriety means a lot to me. I was so stressed that day. I was so close to being like, fuck it. Like, I'm drinking tonight. I don't give a fuck. But that's the old me. I knew that's not an option. So instead I had a fucking cigarette. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just that stereotype that, oh, a cigarette will calm my nerves, but it was terrible and disgusting and I didn't like it. But It's just, dude, I feel like I'm reliving a nightmare right now just talking about this. I want to forget this and just erase it from my memory because it was horrendous. And the Electric Callboy crew themselves, they don't complain about anything, dude. They're the hardest working, nicest people I've ever met. Head down, get the job done at any cost. And I could see it in their faces how just...
They're German too, so they'd be like, "Why? We're supposed to be loading. Why are we not loading in? Something's about the time is wrong. What? How do you? What?
Defeated they were on this day. Not the first American festival experience.
Is this how us Americans run festivals? If it's supposed to load in at 12 and we're now at 2:30 and we haven't done a sing? Fuck, what's going on?
Experience they were hoping for. You know, I heard from them. They're like, dude, festivals like this in Europe would be shut down.
Yeah, right.
This is unsafe, unsanitary, unprofessional, unorganized.
Yeah, like there's no straps to hold shit down on a flatbed truck. No, just get up there and hold it yourself. Get your guys to hold. Get the band to hold it. They can hold on to the shit. What? They're called rolling cases because they roll.
And it was just bad all around. So the next day, when I saw that Blue Ridge Festival was canceled due to weather, I was like, no fucking way.
They're not called. He's like, I'm not going to let you have that. It wasn't the weather that cancelled it. It was your incompetence. Hendrik, I'd expect the band to lose their shit given what happened. Well, I mean, the band, look, to be completely frank, the band should be separated from this because they're just there to perform. So all this, back end stuff is incidental to the 45-minute set. So the band is like, this is our North American debut. We're gonna smash this set. They don't want to know anything about this. All they want to do is be catered for, be able to get on stage and perform. But they kept it sounds like they had a good show.
At the radar immediately. I looked at the radar immediately and there was no weather in that area at all. They canceled that festival because it was a shit show.
Right on.
I talked to some friends that were there on that Saturday, and I was told that a lot of the festival staff had walked off. I said, no, we're not doing this anymore. They left.
Yeah, nice. The band is why everyone is there. Exactly. But Dale, all I was trying to explain is like all of the talk that Tank is giving us here is incidental to the band performing, because the band is going to perform regardless of what happens, right? They're going to get out there and do the best that they can. That's the point I was getting at there. No audience gives a shit about behind the scenes. Yeah, exactly. And that's why this is so cool to see, right? I'm fortunate enough to have seen this firsthand with Tracer, but most people don't know anything about this, right? And why would they? Because they don't need to. But it is enlightening to see this and to have this open up. And by the way, that's why this channel, I'm assuming this Tank guy has got a great YouTube channel, because it's content that people didn't know they'd like, yet they've already been liking it. How many times have you been to a festival? Hundreds of times, right? You didn't know this shit happens? This happens every band, every stage, every festival, every time. But you didn't even know about it. Now you know because of this Tank guy. I think this is great. How big is his channel? I didn't even look at his channel. Dude, I told you, look. 248,000 subscribers. Hell yeah. I think this is the guy we should look at a lot. I like it.
Festival is blaming the weather for the cancellation for everything. Maybe that first day with the storms was what made everything go sideways. So you could maybe say weather was a reason.
Sub to him. This is Firefox, dude. I'm not logged in here. I'm not logged in. I use Firefox for streams. But yeah, fucking A. Go. You yahoos can certainly sub to him. Let me give you the link, he poop. There in the chat. Go and give him a little. Tell him I sent you.
It was not the reason. The reason this festival canceled is because it was an utter shit show from the day it started getting planned.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's my opinion from what I experienced. But I want to wrap this up because, to be honest, man, I'm a little burned out of talking about this. I don't even want to think about it anymore because it was the worst day of touring I've ever had.
I'm impressed with the way he communicates. He's coherent and articulate. Yeah, he is. This is a lengthy video, 36 minutes, but he's been very He's been very articulate. I will say he missed a couple of key points at the start. He should have told us, he should have explained this, and this is not having a crack, but this is sort of just my advice. He should have started this video as if no one knows who he is, because we didn't. And it would have been good to know that he's had 17 years experience in the industry. It would have also been rad to know the stage time for Electric Callboy was, I think, 6:45 p.m. and they arrived at, I think he said 10 a.m. Those 3 points would have been pretty key to just get the, like, to not lose track of where we are in the timeline of the day. Yeah. The start was a bit messy. Hendrik, I'd agree with that comment. The start was a little bit messy. But then again, don't forget, I think he's on the tour at this point. I think he said he was on I think he said it was a 6-day North American run. So he's in the scope of the tour, and he wants to talk about what's happening on the day or the day after it happened. So I get it that it might not have been, if he had waited for a month to make this video, maybe he might have missed more key details and have been might have been a little harder to follow. A proper, I wouldn't say proper, but a better intro to the story is how I'd word that.
Out of my entire life. Like I said, I feel as though I understand the bands are in a weird spot talking about this because they have future business with promoters and nobody wants to think that if they don't have a good time, they're going to talk about it. But people need to be held accountable in this business. I'm so fucking tired of things happening where nobody has any accountability. People just are like, whatever, rock and roll, just fuck no.
Yeah, he's in a hotel on this video, so likely on tour. Yeah, but I think he said he was on that tour, so he's still in the midst of that run, is what I'm sort of trying to get at.
Dude, the fans were treated horribly. The crews were treated horribly. The staff, the bands. Nobody should have to experience this, ever. And if nothing else from this video, I just want people to be aware. And I want you to know, like, if I'm on tour,
look out.
Fuck, dude, I'm going to talk about this stuff because
I like his approach.
People need to know about this. People need to know that weather didn't ruin this. Like, people need to know how bad this was, how unsafe this was. Festivals cannot.
Dale, I have nothing but great things to say about the EDC crew. Exceptional. I'm not too sure. So what's your affiliation with the EDC? What was it? Electric Daisyland Carnival? Davo, hello, Gives. Hello, Davo. How you doing, man?
Not operate like this. This should never happen again. So, with all that being said, I don't really have an appropriate way to wrap up this video like I normally do. So, we're just going to end. If anybody at Blue Ridge, if anybody that worked at Blue Ridge or that was at Blue Ridge ever sees this,
while this keeps playing, I'm going to just check his channel to see if there's been any further updates.
I just want you to know. Again, I appreciate the festival staff that was on the grounds for everything they tried to do for us. They did try. They really did. The people that were on the ground, again, stage managers, stagehands, hospitality, artist relations, they fucking tried. And they worked hard, and I appreciate that a ton. But they got screwed by production on this one.
Okay, just looking into his channel deeper, here's the video we're just watching. And here is his summing up of the tours with his Electric Callboy and whatnot. So there's no follow up in the sense of there's no more content in regards to this incident. Is what I'm getting at.
To all the fans that were there, I'm sorry you had to endure what you did. I saw the state of the grounds. I couldn't imagine camping there or waiting in line and doing that. You guys are the entire reason the bands do shows. That they love live music.
Hell yeah.
You should never be treated like this and expected to endure things like this. To all the other bands and crews that were there, I love you all. I hope you stay safe on the road. I'm sorry that you guys had to endure all of this as well. I don't know what your experience was. This was just mine. But yeah, we're going to continue the rest of this tour. We're back to headlining shows for Electric Callboy. We're on a day off in Boston. We have a show in Boston tomorrow, then Philly, then New York, then the boys go home. The shows have been great, man. This is the greatest band I've ever worked for in all my years of touring. I love them. I love their crew. I'm honestly sad that this is coming to an end and that I'm not going to be able to see these guys again for, until they tour here again. But yeah, since I don't have a cool, unique way to wrap up this video, I'm just going to fucking click the button. He said, but. I'm going to click the button here and just wrap this up. But if you were there, feel free to share your experience. If you're from media, you can quote me on fucking anything. I don't care at this point. Hold people accountable in this industry. If you take nothing else away from this video, people need to be held accountable for their fuck ups because nobody should have to endure something like this.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Now look, this does open up, for me anyway, and it might not for you, but I hope this hits with you yahoos. We did have other tabs lined up to watch on this stream, but instead, hey, Gloria. How many is it? Gloria and Jack. I want to go and get a Gentleman Jack from the fridge, but then I thought, because when he was talking, I was like, fuck yeah, touring, right? Touring. It just brought back so many cool memories of the Tracer tours. And I thought, well, why don't we watch some Tracer vlogs? Okay, so if I wasn't streaming live right now, what I would do is I'd go into my archives of my uploads and I'd bring up an old Tracer vlog. So the fact that I am live, how about one of you yahoos, probably Hendrik, chooses what we watch? Why don't we get two vlogs of Tracer from the Tracer days, and we'll forego the other tabs because I got to get out of here in about half an hour or so because I'm working early tomorrow. But we can just engage ourselves for a trip down memory lane and watch some Tracer stuff. You know, we'll probably end up watching Tracer at Rock Palace because that stuff's also rad. But did you see Bibby dropped a new track? Well, I didn't see that, but I got excited about touring and specifically the Tracer stuff. So how about that? Let me go to the bathroom and grab a Gentleman Jack. And in the meantime, if you can grab that link or a link to a Tracer vlog, that'd be really cool. If not, and I come back and there's no link, I'll find one. But I'd rather you choose, right? You choose. I'll be right back. All right, Hendrik's got two Linky Poos. I've got the... Ooh, somebody just followed.
And therein lies the joy.
DJ Kitty Queenie.
No.
Gentleman Jack.
And now.
No. Well, shit. Thanks for the follow, DJ Kitty. Got a Gentleman Jack here. 2 links, over 30 minutes worth. Thank you, H-Man. Let me get them out of the chisel chat and then we'll take a look. For those that are wondering what's happening now, we are going to take a look at some old content that I made from the road on tour with Tracer. It looks like these are Apocalyptica tour days. Oh, dude, that was funny. Dressing up like Apocalyptica. Yeah, interesting. 7 years ago. Halloween. 4 comments. Damn, dude. Never had a Jenny Jack in a can. Wow, you call it a Jenny Jack. Gentleman Jack. Any good? Dude, it's so good. The Gentleman Jack, double mellowed, smooth. I tell you when these are the best, when they're frozen ice cold. This is just out of the fridge, not frozen, but... Malpezzi, how you doing, Malpezzi? Cheers, my friend. Ben and I spoke with Coin Captain the other day. Wow, how's he going? CC. Coin Captain, folks. Dress ups. Yeah, I'll just say before this rolls, Tracer dressed like. So it was Halloween. Whatever the year was, it was Halloween. We were in Barcelona. We were on a fairly long tour with Apocalyptica. A very loved. I was going to say Spanish, Finnish. They're from Finland. They play their own material, but they play covers. Well, they became famous by covering Metallica tracks with 3 cellos. So no guitars. So they just have cellos and drums. And we were on a tour with those guys. And this was in Spain, in Barcelona, and it was Halloween. And Tracer dressed up like swapped out, tried to look like Apocalyptica, and the joke didn't land. It just didn't land. The guys in the band, Pavo, Pavo is it lead cello? I don't know. One of the cello players was like, oh, he's kind of laughing at it. He kind of got it, but the rest of the band was like, just didn't land at all. Hey, he's terrific. He loves being in Florida. Okay, okay, there's a lot to ask there. I don't want to ask now because it's going to open up a big conversation, but I'm happy he's doing well. Hope his kids are doing well too. Just as you drop numismatics on YouTube. Yeah, send him the numismatics link. Send him that. Here we go, folks. Dress ups with Tracer.
Hello, the internet. It is Saturday, the 31st of October, 2015. We're in a car park somewhere here in France. We're about, I'm not actually sure. We're on our way to Barcelona, I know that. I'm not exactly sure where we are, but I did promise at the end of the last vlog that I would show you how the tight squeeze is to get into the bunks. This is a perfect opportunity because they're all in there playing cards. I chose not to play cards tonight. Yeah, nothing against the game. I just didn't feel that into it, so I thought I'm just going to have an early-ish night. This is how tight squeeze this thing is. Space is a premium in here.
Gang bang! It's a bit loud, isn't it? Look at that. Dude, squeezing into a bunk. Dale, Benon, you never seem to age. What the fuck is your secret? I'm getting a few grey hairs, yikes. Dude, I've aged a fucking ton since these videos. What are you talking about? Put your glasses on. Gang bang!
That's pretty much how we get in every night into our...
Oh, we need an exclamation gangbang. Yes, we do, H-Man. I will do that. I'm getting a screenshot of that. We definitely need that. I'm doing it. After the stream, I'll do it.
bunk. Bang, bang. Don't let anyone tell you this is not glamorous. Have a look at how tight this area is. That's pretty much me in there. And we do this every night. Gangbang! This happens every night. Every night.
Hi, people of the internet. Yeah, you're right. I want to come in and join the fun. Benon. Who was that? Was that Benon? That's me.
I've just been in a bunk with another man.
It's pretty cozy back here.
It's pretty cozy.
What did I tell you guys?
just farted.
Better get that checked out. Good shot.
Good morning. It's warm. We're in.
Gangbang.
Where are we? We're still in Italy, aren't we? Yeah, gangbang Italy. I'm just going to start rolling and not say anything from now on.
It got to the point where this gangbang joke became every fucking word of every sentence. It was gangbang, 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 gangbang.
Yeah. Gangbang. Going to Barcelona today, gangbang. Then that's going to take 10 gangbangs. Yep. And then we're probably going to have to swap drivers about gangbang amount times. And then we're going to get...
For those that aren't sure what's happening here, I was starting my... So I started vlogging on tour because I realized that I need to somehow monetize this shit post the tour as well. And when the boys caught on that YouTube will demonetize your content if you include content that's of adult nature, well, they straight away realized that there's a good gag there. Let's get every single fucking bit of content that you choose to make, we'll just say the word gangbang in it so that it gets demonetized. So yeah, gangbang became a running gag for a while. And I got to tell you, not once did it ever work. YouTube never flagged my content for the word gangbang. I guess that's not a word. They should have said, I'm not even going to say the word now. They should have said the R word that sounds like ape but has an R in front of it. They should have said that, right? Because that would definitely get. But gangbang, I don't even know who chose gangbang. But it stuck around for a while. Tracer should do a song called Gangbang. Well, maybe an unreleased track of sorts.
Get a whole group of people together and have sex, and I don't know what to call that.
And that's Mike's humor. He's talking, gangbang, 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 and then he's like, and then we're going to get a whole bunch of people together to have sex, but I don't know what that's called.
Times. And then we're going to get a whole group of people together and have sex, and I don't know what to call that.
I'm strapped for words too.
Good humor, funny humor, humor, fun.
It's like 23 degrees. About half an hour down the road, there's a beach. I grabbed myself a couple of sneaky beers. No shirt needed. I'm gonna find this beach and twinkle my feet in it. There's bands just playing willy-nilly.
Barcelona, folks.
Chilling. Look at this.
Playa del Barcelona, the main beach.
Also forgot to mention that tonight is actually Halloween, so there could be some nutters out. You've no idea how good it feels to get these hideous shoes off and walk on some sand and get in some water after so long just cooped up in that bus. I am gonna enjoy this like you wouldn't believe.
And I did. Intelligent humor, clever humor.
This is awesome. This is totally swimmable. You could swim in this right now. What is it, November? End of October, you could be swimming here.
That's winter,
and
right?
There's a Spanish beer as well. I'm not sure if this is Spanish, actually. It's gonna taste great anyway.
He wants to give me a mojito.
No thanks, man. This guy's offering me a cocktail. Cheers, buddy. Cocktails on the beach. Hallelujah. I can't believe it either. November and people are swimming. Sand. It's pretty relaxing here on this beach. But I tell you what, I've been offered mojitos twice and a massage once. I mean, I just want to lay down by myself and just chill. I don't...
Till Playa is the beach hence. You can surf Calbara Playa. Hendrik, is that Spanish, dude? Is that legitimate Spanish? Or you got to work on that?
Want to have to answer to waiters on the beach? Spain, just chill out on all that. One of the many things you do on tour is check for Wi-Fi. Even in the most unusual places, you'll look for it. I figured just sitting here, I should just have a quick squiz and see if there's Wi-Fi on the beach. Not really thinking there would be any. Of course, there's a free Wi-Fi connection.
Dude, that's the phone that I had up until a couple of days ago. Oh no, that's the iPhone 6.
Thinking there would be any. Of course, there's a
Or is that that might be my iPhone 7. That's the phone that I had before I upgraded.
free Wi-Fi connection on the beach.
Classic.
I'm not going to use it out of pure, what's the word I'm looking for? The phrase, the feeling. I don't think there should be Wi-Fi on the beach, and because there is Wi-Fi on the beach, I'm not going to use it. The phone's off.
You can see how kind of like cold it is. That woman behind me's got a jacket on, right? Jeans and a jacket. Formatting fucked it up. Lolo comes to mind. I want to play with the women at the player.
I'm marveling at the fact that there is Wi-Fi, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to enjoy the peacefulness of the waves.
Green Day, right?
Pretty nice here on this beach. Just people chilling out, playing guitar, relaxing.
And we had the
Sun's
time
going
of
down.
our lives.
But I've got to get back to the venue for a rock show. It's been a great afternoon with 2 beers and Spanish beaches in November. It's fantastic. That could well be the worst footage of that statue in Barcelona that anyone's ever taken. I chose to do it a little bit differently. See, I could have walked all the way around the statue and got the sun hitting it. It's kind of like, well, it would be from this kind of angle and the statue would be here.
There was a rad skate park down there too. I think I got a bit of footage of it the next day.
Instead, I shot directly into the statue.
Triple J favorite Green Day, right?
In the Himmel is sehr schön, and was
Is that a roller coaster in the background? No, it's just architecture. Architecture in Barcelona.
all kinds of shadows. See, the worst thing you can do in a foreign city when you're not sure of the roads, you never jaywalk, because if you do, you could fuck up. You wait for the...
That's a tip. I followed the green man every city, and any time I was in a foreign city, I never jaywalked. I was always like, nah, I don't know these roads. Plus, they're driving on the other side of the road, and I'm not familiar with this place. I never jaywalked.
little green man, it's always the same every city. A little green man tells you can go, and that's when you go. If you choose to ignore him, you have an accident, you've only got yourself to blame. I choose to be safe. That's my key. That's my lesson to you guys. Just be safe.
Do you want to explain what's going on here?
Yeah, go on.
It's Halloween, and we thought, what could we dress up as? Because we've never really done it on stage before. And we had a look around, and we thought, why don't we just go as Apocalyptica? And so I'm kind of like a mix of biker and Pertu, like a Herker. Dre's going to go as the drummer, obviously. Miko. Judy's going to go as the bass player, obviously.
Mike's got some guns. Yeah, he was, dude, he was working out. Hardcore.
So that's what's happening. I hope they take it the right way, otherwise this next week's going to be very awkward.
I'm ready.
Happy Halloween, fellas. Trace of Calyptica. We are ready for the show. All right. So we come in and say, how are you, mate? Hey, your voice in there.
That's amazing, doing it.
That is. No, Trace of
Calyptica ready here for the show.
We're ready for rock. That's going to go on stage now.
Okay, fantastic. Have a great show, guys.
Thank you very much.
So they didn't. It just didn't really hit, right? Like, it's an awkward side. You can tell it by Mike's expression there. An awkward. Yeah, it just didn't quite land.
Trace of Calyptica will be back. Are we coming back down here? We got a picture. Too far. Yeah. I don't know. We're all thinking about Halloween
tonight.
channeling it.
Channeling Trace Elliptica
Trace Elliptica.
live in.
It looked like it landed, just not like intended. Yeah, I guess we were all thinking there was going to be a hell of a lot more laughter, but it was a bit. There was an awkward sort of giggle, I suppose. Yeah, it wasn't like "fuck you Aussies, you weirdos." Oh, that's so cool. It was more like, you dress like we do. Okay, haha. It wasn't like, you know, they weren't running around on their, like, falling over on the ground laughing. They were just like, oh, okay.
Concept.
Cool. Australian-ish.
What's the
We're all thinking about Halloween.
Tonight,
Channeling it.
channeling Trace Elliptica
Trace Elliptica.
live in concert.
Cool. Australian-ish.
Australian-ish.
Happy Halloween. We are Tracer Elliptica.
You Aussies are weird as hell. We are. We are.
Spanish scenery in Spain. There.
Bizarre formations of land, isn't it?
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Well, after a nice drive through Spain, which I showed you a little
Oh,
sneaky
Pamplona. This town was rad. A seafood fishing village. Hendrik, would have been cool if they covered an Apocalyptica song. Dude, that would have been fun. By the way, I got to take a quick slash. Can I rewind a little bit? While I don't want to miss anything, but you guys can watch from here on while I have a quick slash. I'll be right back.
That's amazing doing it.
It's Tracer Elliptica ready here for the show.
We're ready for rock.
It's going to go on stage now.
Okay, fantastic. Have a great show, guys.
Thank you very much.
Look great.
Tracer Elliptica will be back.
Are we coming back down here? We got a picture.
Too far.
Yeah.
We're all thinking about Halloween.
Tonight,
Channeling it.
channeling Trace Elliptica
Trace Elliptica.
live in concert.
Cool. Australian-ish.
Australian-ish.
Happy Halloween. We are Tracer Elliptica.
Dale, I've been all over Europe several times, only once to Spain though. Okay. Well,
Spanish scenery in Spain. There.
would have been too much fun to be on that fly on the wall. What fly, Hendrik? Was there a fly? What fly?
Rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Well, after a nice drive through Spain, which I showed you a little sneaky peek of, we're in Pamplona, and our dressing room.
It'd be smart to say hello to the audience in the native language, connecting. Yeah, they did. They always did. And Mike always made a point of that. But you didn't hear it there because they wanted to say Trace Elliptica. So I think that's the exception. But yeah, they did that.
Actually, I'll go this way. And our dressing room is literally in a fish market. Look at this. They're not open right now, but if you want seafood, come to see us. Have a look at this. It's also the second time we've had a teepee for a dressing room. We're literally in a fish market. It's 2 minutes to stage time. Something smells fishy. Say it ain't so. Oh, wow. Beep, 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 beep.
Pamplona, you ready?
We're in Portugal, in Porto.
Actually, you know what? I'm just thinking back. Mike didn't do that. Mike. When did he speak native? he did it. I just can't remember how he incorporated it because he didn't open with it. He didn't open with hello in the native tongue, but he did try to learn a word or a phrase. I just can't quite remember how it came up in the set. You know that one? The one everyone refers to it. The fly on the wall, the figurative fly on the wall. I sprechen fruent English. Jesus. I need to listen to Tracer again. Yes, you do. You do indeed. Hell yeah.
We're in Portugal, in Porto. Last time I was here was a number of years back, and not a number, only 3. That is a number though. I should have said a small number. And it was really cool because it reminded me a lot of Australia. We drove so far to get here, and then we had the windows up, and then when we got out of the van, we could smell eucalypts and gum trees.
Eucalypts.
And we were on the coast as well, so it was like sea and gum trees just made me reminded me of Australia. This time, none of that happened. It's lousy weather, it's sleet and rain. We're in the venue. There is abominable Wi-Fi. It's like not even, like it's 0.02 meg up. I can't upload anything.
Portuguese is a weird language.
Maybe it's the lousy weather, but I'm not really feeling the city. I'm gonna head back to the venue. It's nearing the end of the tour with Apocalyptica. Why am I going into the bathroom? I'm not so sure, but now that I'm in here, might as well close the door. Yeah, it's nearing the end of the tour with Apocalyptica.
One thing I'm noticing from watching this content years later, I needed a wider lens. Like that's too close. That's 24mm. I needed 32, right? Sorry, I needed 16, not the other way. That's too my face is too hideous. It needs to be further away.
Is that safe? And the boys are they're rehearsing their set for the UK dates. So if you're watching this and you're coming to the UK show, I've already showed you guys a couple of sneaky peeks of what they got up their sleeve. But here's them just going through the entire set. I'll give you a sneak peek. That's all you get. Just a sneaky little smidgen. A little taste. Last night I was complaining about lousy Wi-Fi in the venue. What are you doing now, Dre?
You gangbanging, Dre? Just connected to this bus's Wi-Fi.
That's funny. Lisbon?
Which way's the exit?
Which exit?
To the city, to the street.
Out that way.
What a cool venue. Thanks, Doggy. Oh, this town's pretty crazy. The guys behind me.
I think I'm going to say it right here, but the moment I exited the venue, cocaine, I got offered cocaine instantly. Like, it's like I just left and the door opened and they went, "You want to buy cocaine?" I'm like, fuck, dude.
Probably about 20 meters back. Just tried to sell me cocaine. Broad daylight. No problems. You want cocaine? We got it.
There's no way in hell, as a tourist in a foreign country, I'm going to accept cocaine from a guy standing at the front of a venue, right? Not a chance, because it could be a sting, right? And then you wind up in a fucking jail cell. But they did it like it wasn't like there was no room for any hello or who are you, or it was like cocaine. It's like I walked out of a venue at like 2 PM and you want me to buy cocaine? I do not like cocaine, paranoia, and a limp dick. Passaroo.
Said I didn't want any, but thank you. Anyway, let's have a look at this city.
Lisbon is a very pretty city, though. Wow, pigeon lady.
There's always a crazy pigeon lady in every city. Doesn't she know these things contain diseases and all kinds of parasites? I do not want a pigeon on me, ma'am. Thank you very much, but I don't want a pigeon.
No pigeon for me.
I never get on Dre's drum kit and practice drums because I'm shit at drums, but here Dre is practicing some photos on my camera. He's got the skills there, I reckon. He's got the 70 to 200 mil. Yeah, he's doing well. Well, all good things must come to an end.
A written gangbang.
I'm holding milk. I don't know. Milk's down. What I was going to say is all good things must come to an end.
What the fuck is with
We're
some
almost
pigeons?
at the end of the Apocalyptica date. There's one more date coming up, and it's in Paris. I have this amazing idea. It involves a battery charger, a bottle of water, a laptop case, and a sink. It's heaps cool. Hey, I'm just going to show it to you guys now. Oh, that's we're out of time.
I'll tell you what. I'll make a claim here. If let's just say down the line, somewhere, somehow, in some separate universe, there becomes another Tracer Tour, and if I'm involved, right? If these two things happen, I will vlog in the style of those vlogs, and I'll also do the outro. That's we're out, and I'll work. It's a stupid idea, and it didn't quite work, but I'll do it again just for the nostalgia of it. Yeah, but we have another one to watch, and then I've got to get out of here and think about tomorrow and working. This is okay. So this looks like the last show. Oh shit! I've already gone too. Oh, you can't even see this. This looks like the end of the tour with Apocalyptica. This is from 7 years ago. It's got 442 views on the YouTube machine. 4 comments. Nobody gives an absolute shit about this, but I liked it. That's the UK. That's London.
Hello, the internet. It's Friday, the 6th of November, 2015.
Paris.
And if anyone's looking
Zenith.
at the tour schedule, you'll know that that's the actual...
Dude, look.
And if anyone's looking at the tour schedule...
Look at those shows, dudes. Zoom in on that shit and look at the date. Okay, I guess what we should do here. Look at the dates. Driving, rehearsal, Reeperbahn. These are 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Every single day is taken care of here. Reeperbahn Festival, off day. Rehearsal, off day. Pumpenhaus Festival in Copenhagen. That's not a festival. That's a venue. That's a headline show. Off day. Headline shows in Hanover, Hamburg, Bielefeld. No. These are with Apocalyptica. This is okay. The 1st of October. Apocalyptica, starting with in Hanover, then Hamburg, then Bielefeld. Not far from Hendrik's place, right? Hendrik, you're not far from Bielefeld. Frankfurt, Berlin, then an off day in Berlin, then off to Poland, Warsaw, Krakow, then to Germany again, Dresden, Prague. That's incorrectly labeled as Germany. That's obviously in Croatia. Bielefeld does not exist. I'm confused. Budapest, Vienna, somewhere. That's a local joke. Okay. Slovenia, Zagreb, Belgrade. And by the way, there's a bunch in here that didn't quite happen because of some things. There was... Anyway. What I wanted to show you here by pausing on this is that I need to take another slash. You can look at the tour schedule while I take a slash. Is that cool? By the way, this Jack's going to be finished in the time that I come back. We've got 16 minutes. I've got one other beverage. I got this last White Claw. Hang on, I'm working tomorrow. Weird. That is going to be weird. I'm working tomorrow morning Can I have a White Claw? Should I have a White Claw? It's this lousy shit. I don't even really like it. I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna take a slash, but I'm not gonna have that White Claw. I'll be back. You can look at that tour schedule. Zoom in on it. Prague, as I was peeing, something was confusing me. I said Prague is in Croatia. It's not. That's the Czech Republic, you idiot. Something would confuse me when I was looking at this schedule with you yahoos before, and I said Prague, and I said, okay, it's listed as Prague in Germany, and I was like, no, that's in Croatia. No, it's not. Czech Republic, you idiot. So I was wrong. But I wanted to just highlight the schedule here. That's all. This is the last day of the Apocalyptica run, and then we went into the UK, London, Wolverhampton, Newcastle, York, Manchester, Glasgow, Sheffield, back to Germany, and then out from Germany. Sorry, let's continue.
You'll know that that's the last show on the tour with Apocalyptica. We're in Paris at a venue called Zenith. Have a look at this light fixture. That is a lot of light. That's big. Now, I've done something to my back. Actually, I didn't do it. The bed did it. Those beds that I showed you in the last vlog, which we climb into every night, tweaked out my back somehow. Maybe it was while the van was moving and I hit a nerve or something, but it's really, really painful.
That was so bad. So painful.
But I'm going to soldier on. Got a few things I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a couple of photos. We'll do a band photo with both bands to celebrate the end of the tour. And I'm going to find the best spot for setting up for a cool shot. So I've set up my photo with both bands. I've set up 3 lights. These 2 here, this one here, and this one over here. They're both gelled blue. And then I'm going to be standing here on this seat, hand holding this one, which is not gelled. And I've got a test shot that I took with Lockie and Davey, and I'll show you that now. Got my shot lined up for the 2 bands, but I can hardly lift my camera up. My back is in that much agony. I've got 2 aspirins going here.
It's auf der blauen Donner, ja? I'm going to need to translate there, H-Man.
And Dax gave me one of these, bless his cotton socks. He gave me 2 of them actually. I've got one on right now. My back is just...
Dax was the Apocalyptica... Fuck. Was he production manager? I can't remember. Lockie would know.
Like a heat wave. Yes. And crew behind.
We need to take one picture where you are.
Now we've got just you boys in the front.
Alles wartet auf die Welt.
2 bands and you come right in the centre. So squash in nice and close. Alright. This is kind of gonna be the cut off about here. So if we go in there, can they stand? Should we go longer? Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna do 2 photos. We're gonna do this one now, and then all the crew's gonna move out, and we're gonna do just the band as they are. As it should be. You need to come in even a little bit closer.
How the fuck do we get you into the picture? Just make out your friends with Frankie.
I'm gonna have to bail out of this one.
You got that camera pointed the wrong way, man.
This is looking good. Okay, that's fine. Now all the crew can shift out.
That's going to be weird. That is going to be weird.
Now we're going to dinner.
Okay.
We're the first dinner.
Shit hot camera work there. Can I just say, you don't know how difficult it is to get both bands and crew into the same place in a venue. It's fucking terribly difficult. So the headline band, in this case Apocalyptica, they just want to get their shit down, right? They just want to get their stage set up. We just heard from Tank before about getting the stage set up, right? They want to do all that shit. Then they want to do their sound check. They want to make certain they're good to go. Then they want to go away from the venue and get food and dinner and relax and come back and do a rock show. They don't really care about a support act from Australia. Even though this is the end of quite a long run. We did a good 3 weeks with these guys. They don't care about that. We do, because it's a monumental night for us, right? Like the last show of a pretty big headline support act. Sorry, a big support act with a huge headlining band. So we want to document that. And I wanted to document not just the two bands, but I wanted to document the crew as well. So get all the crew in the shot. And they just do not want to be involved in that. So that was difficult. So even just having a camera rolling just to grab the audio from it, I was blessed to have that. It's like herding cats. It's like herding cats that, you know, they don't want to be cats, right? They don't want to be there. They're done. But I mean, we got it. We got it.
Ah, come on. Wow. Okay. Making friends on the last day. Yeah. Right. There we go. Okay, now one high. It's higher.
Yeah, how are you meant to get my cleavage in when you're all the way down there?
And now we can fuck shit up and do something crazy. Get spastic, do whatever you want. Yeah, something crazy like this. Whatever you express yourself.
And this is the shot I used, I think.
Oh, Jesus. Are you from Iceland?
Well, that went as well as possible. I planned everything beforehand, so I knew exactly what I was doing, had all the flashes ready to roll, the right ratios, everything was set. All I had to do was get the crew in and get the photo. So this is the one that I'm going to keep from the crew shot. I'll show you that there in camera. I'll also whack it up on screen in full. But then the one I'm going to keep from the band shot is, I'm going to keep the one on the high angle.
Dale, so alcohol and drugs are a rock and tour thing, but groupies not so much? Well, I guess I'm not going to speak on behalf of anybody in Tracer except for myself, and I will say yes. When I was single, for many, many years with these tours, I was partnered up with my ex-girlfriend, so I was very clean, very respectful of a relationship that I was extremely happy with. When I was single, everything changed, and I got stories that are not fit for this. Barcelona, including. I definitely not fit. Certainly not fit for stream.
The one I'm going to keep from...
By the way, that photo there...
I'll whack it up on screen in full.
That crew shot. I'm just seeing the faces of these guys in the back. Yeah, rad. That shot turned out pretty well. Shyla Rose! Speaking of sex, what? You can't throw that in there, dude. I just did. How you doing, Shyla?
But then the one I'm going to keep from the band shot is, I'm going to keep the one on the high angle. Here it is now. I'll show it to you. So that's how you do it. You get everything.
I'm happy with that shot. Happy with that.
Now I'll show it to you. So that's how you do it. You get everything set up and you shoot quickly. You don't waste anybody's time. You pump it out. That took 2 minutes tops. Done. Last night of the tour with Apocalyptica and Tracer.
Tour manager.
Happy, sad.
German guy. Really, this guy was, what's his name? Bjorn? Bjorn. Really straight on the line. No fucking around with this guy.
Love you, bitch.
Fucking love you too, bitch. Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, this guy was straight down the line. It was cool.
Done. Last night of the tour with Apocalyptica and Tracer. Happy, sad. Neutral. Neutral's good.
Neutral.
So this is our last show.
That's all I could get out of him. I tried to get him to talk about the tour, and that was it. Are you happy or are you sad? Neutral. Neutral.
Neutral. Neutral's good.
So this is our last show with
with the mighty fun Apocalyptica boys. And I'd just like to say, on behalf of our band Tracer to Apocalyptica, thank you so much for having us on tour with you. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor to play in front of fantastic musicians of the caliber that we only hope to dream of. So thanks a lot to the band and the crew. Give them a big...
And of course, we wouldn't be complete without thanking our two main men, Lockie and Bennon. Our boys, they got our back. They
Thanks,
take our
Jetty.
shit and they do wonderful work. So thank you, fellas.
One of them is that guy.
Audience numbers on tour. Well, I mean, that's a lot there, but that's Apocalyptica's audience numbers. So Tracer were the opening act. So what Tracer's job was to take that room of Apocalyptica fans and convert a percentage of them into fans that would then come back, in this case to Paris, because that's where we were, and see a Tracer headline show next time. And so, no, not to warm up the crowd. Okay, I'll just stop for a second. That's a misnomer. The idea of a support band isn't to warm up the crowd. The idea of the support band is to steal a percentage of that crowd for themselves. Be clear about it, right? To actually go to a new city on the back of a band that's already got a fan base there and siphon some of those fans to themselves. I remember talking to Mike about this, and Mike told me he was told by somebody way back in the early days of like even the Brown Brothers, which preceded Tracer, coexisted at the same time for a while, but he was telling me that someone told him, I can't remember who it was, but they said, when you're opening for a major band, there's a couple of rules that you need to consider. And he said one of the main rules is during the tour, do not mention the headline band. Don't mention them. You're on stage in front of people and you want those people to remember your band. So why would you keep reminding them that they're here to see the next band? They already know that. They bought their tickets to see Apocalyptica. They already know that they're in that venue for Apocalyptica. But by the grace of money and touring schedules and backhand favors, you've been given a chance to join that stage, I think for half an hour or 45, whatever it was. I think it was half an hour. You've got a half an hour set to somehow take a portion of that audience, at least a section of their brain, and imprint on them that there is a three-piece band from Australia and they're called Tracer and their music was good. And maybe if you're looking through your street press in 6 months' time and you see Tracer performing a headline show in the same city, maybe you'll buy tickets. That's and extrapolating that even further, that's why Tracer would always, even though they didn't like it near the end, I know Mike didn't quite like it as it got on, but they would always go to the merch stand between. So Tracer finished their set and there's like a half an hour turnover and then 15 minutes, then Apocalyptica take the stage. In that half an hour or 45 minutes, Tracer would do everything they could possibly do to get to the merch table, to meet the fans and personally have a one-on-one with them. I'd be there taking photos, right? The stage photos were ho-hum, right? You can shoot a photo of a rock star, fine, anybody can do it. But getting to the merch table and getting photos with all the local punters, arm around Mike, shaking hands, buying a piece of vinyl, buying a t-shirt, that's when Tracer were like, you better fucking remember us because we are coming back to this city and we're going to do our own show. And in the time that it takes for you guys to go away from this Apocalyptica show, you've now got our vinyl, you've got our record, you can spend 6 months enjoying that. And when we come back to this city, we want you to sing our songs because you know them. Whereas right here, on this particular warm-up, or to use your words, warm-up show, in this particular opening set, we're just there to tell you we exist. And so, just getting back to what Mike told me, he never mentioned the headline band until the very end of the tour, when he's like, by the way, I want to thank Apocalyptica for having us on this tour. Great guys, you know all about them. We're thankful for them. That's the only time he mentioned them. The 3 weeks leading up to that, it's like, fucking hey, this is Tracer. Half an hour of Tracer. Forget everything about Apocalyptica. It's Tracer. So yeah, and that's what they did, and that's how they managed to then come back into territories.
I'm not like some madman. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so that's how Tracer managed to sort of build an audience. And if it wasn't for the almighty dollar, they'd still be smashing the audience over the head with music.
We got one more song. And then we're going to meet you all at the t-shirt stand for some celebratory beers. Are you with me? All right. Hey! Let's try that again. Hey! That's more like it. Hey! 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 Dad, stop coming to concerts. Hey, hey, hey! Hey, hey, hey! This goes out to the misfits and the weirdos and the crazy.
Nice mic butt shots for the ladies.
Thank you very much, Pacific.
There it is. It was at the end of the set when Mike would speak the native tongue.
See you next time.
So
that's the last.
In the chat, I haven't really been engaging the chat because I've been too busy reminiscing. But are you guys going to see Bibi up in Queensland? Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? Charlotte, are you flying to Queensland to see Bibi with the H-Man? Fucking hey, I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. Good on you. We're going to get back to the rest of this, but you know what's going to have to happen. I'm taking up the slash. Shit! Sure I am. You are doing that. Wow, that's going to be cool. You really love it, right? Peter Bibi, I like that. I'll be right back. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous of that Sharla and H-Man catching the Peter Bibby man in concert. Very cool. You're coming up on Thursday. You get around, Sharla, don't you? You move a lot. You get around in the big city and you choose... No, you spend your time wisely. Me, I'm working tomorrow, so that's why this stream's going to have to sort of wrap up pretty soon. I'm working early in the morning. What time is it now? It's 20 to 6. I'm starting work at 5:45 a.m. So I got to be up at 3:45, out of the house at 4:45, start work at 5:45. Otherwise, I'd engage that last White Claw, even though I don't like it. But we'll continue watching the rest of this vlog, and then we'll get out of here. Concert's the 24th of November. Oh, so it's a little whiles away. Okay, gotcha. What's the venue?
Tracer show with Apocalyptica done. Now, I'm actually photographing Apocalyptica set tonight too, so I'm going to bring you with me.
It's a takeover. It's a Dre Tracer takeover camera. Just going to take this way. Bennon's back's absolutely rooted. He's been asked to shoot Apocalyptica today. Can he do it with a bad back? He's going to prove how professional he is. He's taken copious amounts of painkillers to cope through this. And once he's done shooting this bloody thing, he's going to gangbang the hell out of it. Good luck, Bannon.
Apocalyptica are playing. You can hear them. I'm going to get some fisheye shots on Nico. He's an amazing drummer.
Gangbang!
Amazing drumming. Incredible. Check this out.
Peace and love, peace and love.
Dude, that peace and love was right on cue.
Apocalyptica tour is finished. We're on our way to the UK now for some headline shows. And I got something I wanted to do for a long time. Got myself an empty wine bottle and a cork, a piece of paper and a pen. I'm going to write a note on this piece of paper to a stranger, pop it in the bottle, I'm going to lob it over the edge, and I'm going to see if anyone ever finds it. There's going to be contact details on here. We're going to see how long it takes in life for this bottle. There's a bit of salt in here because there was a little bit of water in the bottom, so I put a bit of salt in so that at least it dries. A bit of salt's fine, but water's not good. I want to see how long it takes for someone to find this bottle and contact me. Red.
I will tell you this, I have stopped doing these notes in a bottle, message in a bottle, because it's littering, right? As much as you can disguise it as a social experiment, you're littering. You're throwing a bottle into the ocean. It's littering. I had a couple of them that got found though. A couple of people, and I've logged it, people have come back to me with, I found your message in a bottle. Not one from the Dover, Calais, but I had one in Seattle, in the Seattle Sound. Someone found that one. And I had one in Sydney that someone found. But I have since then stopped doing it.
And dear stranger. So I wrote a pretty long note in the end. Didn't think I'd write that much, but it went both sides of the page. I'll read it to you. It says, Dear stranger, this is not an SOS or a hostage ransom note. It is simply an experiment to see how long a message in a bottle can exist at sea, and then to see how long it takes to get back to the cobber who sent it. That person is me, Benon Julius William Otto Kirsch. It is Saturday the 7th of November 2015. I threw this off a ferry from France to England. I make YouTube videos. I made a video of this very note and me throwing it overboard. If you find it, please go to YouTube and search for Gives a Minute. That is my YouTube channel. Then I got a little arrow to the other side. This episode will be 16 minutes long. I have no idea if this will ever be found.
You look way younger now, Benon. You're aging backwards. Fucking what? Charlotte, really? Well, I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you. I'm aging backwards. I can't wait to see what happens when I stop, when puberty stops. What's the opposite of getting puberty? When I lose my puberty? Shit.
But it seemed like a cool, creative way to make YouTube content. I've also included a photo in the bottle.
At this rate, Benon will be in diapers soon. Oh yeah, we went into a photo booth. That's right. I wish I had that photo. We went into a photo booth.
It was taken in a photo booth in Dresden, Germany, after a Tracer show.
And now, Dale, if you wanted to ask about sex and stories, Dresden. Right? Dresden. And those that know will know.
In the photo is Jet, laptop, and myself. You can also see my ass in one of the frames. Anyway, my writing sucks. That's why I make videos instead. Have a nice day and find me, Benon. I'm going to wrap that up, I'm going to pop it in there and I'm going to lob it overboard.
Holy snapping duck shit. Next, Benon posts shit from the 90s. I already do that, dude, from the Vault Friday. Dude, I've been digitizing my entire collection. I got from the, if my YouTube channel stops, like I sort of, I've alluded to it sort of being a 10-year project when I turn 50, which is in 2 more years, that I'm going to stop the channel. I can't stop the channel because I've got From the Vault Fridays to go for at least 20 years, right? Once, think about it. If you post a video once every Friday, in a whole year, you can only hit 52 uploads. I've got hundreds of From the Vault Fridays. They're all in chronological order as well. They're all...
Love you, bitch.
I love you, bitch.
I just farted.
Charlotte gifting out a sub to the community. I'm a simp 2001 picked it up. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm a simp.
Fucking love you, bitch.
Fucking love you too, bitch. Hey, by the way, Charlotte, just a slight interject here. Next time you go to get dubs, because I did see you said you cracked the dubs, get this instead. Gentleman Jack is 6%. Dubs is 6.9. So if you can handle just slightly less percent, it's way better in terms of taste. Gentleman Jack and Cola. I know you probably already had it, but get it.
Now the only thing to do now is to lob it overboard. But I'm a little bit dubious about this because that technically is littering.
By the way, that camera, the Sony RX1000, that autofocus was as bad as the GH5.
I know it's not...
You haven't tried... You will try it. Yeah, I think you... And by the way, Charlotte, when you do it, get them to almost frozen. Like, they've got to be like a slushy. Like, super cold. The colder... Icicles. So rad. Seal the cork with wax, water intrusion proof. Yeah.
Littering, it's like an experiment. It's a science experiment, but still technically
science.
It is littering.
Fully littering. There's no disguising it.
I'm not like some
moral experiment.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's totally littering, hey. There's no, you can't say science, dude. That's littering. You just threw a glass bottle over a boat. That's littering, dude.
That's my experiment started. It's the 7th of November. I'm keen to see how long this takes to get back to me. If you find it and you're watching this, you gotta send me a message because this has all been for nothing otherwise. We're in the UK. It's raining
bang, bang.
and cloudy, as it always is here.
Fuck me. That goes way longer than I thought it should go, hey? It's not littering, it's Bannon crying out to the cosmos, I exist. It's not littering if the bottle identifies as a fish. Ah, shit.
The headline tour is tonight in London at the Academy, at the Islington Academy. But I've got to do something important first. I've got to duck out to Sainsbury's to pick up all the goods and gifts for the family.
Yeah, my sister, Anya, if you're watching this, my sister had this infatuation. Is that the right word? She was infatuated. I think that's the right word. There's this fabric softener from the UK called White Blossom. White Cherry? No, White Blossom. And she was so... That's a lovely fish. She wanted me to get this so badly. Got to get this white fabric blossom cherry shit. And I was like, really? So I went to Sainsbury's to get it. It's long since discontinued. But I got her a similar one.
I've got to get some fabric softener for Anya. And I've got to get a whole slew of chocolate for Claudia and Baxter.
Imagine going to another country and your family says, yeah, can you come back with fabric softener? Fabric softener. There can be anything that you can pick up from another country, and fabric softener is the thing that you want. I told you I'm weird. Comes from a whole family of weirdness.
Not really sure where I am. I guess it wouldn't really be
That's
a
gonna be
UK
weird.
experience without
That is
this
weird.
hideous grey, cloudy sky. It's kind of funny. It's always the same.
London.
Raining, miserable. Mind you, it's
Where
not
are we
cold.
there? We're in the Islington Academy in London Central.
This is your guy, Sainsbury's local. I thought it was actually a full Sainsbury's, but it looks like a small one. I don't reckon this is going to help me. No White Blossom.
White Blossom, that was
Mind
it.
you, this is a Sainsbury's local, not a Sainsbury's full store. Perhaps I've got to get to the full store to get the actual one I'm after. Sorry, Anya, I tried. I made every attempt to get the fabric softener, couldn't get it. There is a Sainsbury's full supermarket, but it's a bus ride away. Anya, I'm gonna have to leave empty-handed here. This is Yo. This is first show on the UK dates.
Yo is from Berlin. We stayed, he's a good friend of the band, and we stayed with him for a bunch of tours before this one. He lives 3 blocks from Mustafa's. So if you know Berlin and you know Merringdam, Yo lives 3 blocks, and he doesn't eat there often, but he obviously knows it very well, and we do as well.
And Yo's joining the tour to do some guitar taking for Mike. How do you feel?
Well, fine.
Yo comes from...
Let's see how Mike feels afterwards.
Yes. Yo's from Berlin, and he's the man responsible for the Mustafa's kebab way back in history. This is the guy that brought it to these boys who brought it to me. So this is the guy you should be blaming or thanking.
Or thanking.
So far the UK dates have been going really well. I'm going to show you a little sneaky peek of a London show.
So that gives you more of a... Go back to Dale when you asked about this, the numbers in the venues. These shows here are Tracer headline shows. So you can see those punters there of viewers or fans of Tracer that have come to see Tracer. And that's a smaller number, but it's a headline show. So that's a more of a accolade, if you like. He'd be sick of Gimus kebabs from Mustafa's. Yeah, Hendrik. Yo was like, yeah, I'm done with them. But for us, it was so rad. Charlotte, was this the Stroopwafel tour? Might have been, but that was in the Netherlands. So we've jumped across back to like England at this point. Kebabs suck. Just saying. Fucking hell, Dale. If you've ever had... Now, you said you've been to Berlin, but if you've ever had a Mustafa's Gimus kebab, there's no way you would say that sucks. It's the greatest thing on earth. The greatest thing on earth. I'll say that twice because it deserves it. It is the greatest food you've ever had. What is it? €2.30? It's got everything you need on it. It's fucking wonderful. You're banned. Yeah. Ban him, Hendrik. Ban him.
The Wolverhampton show. And the Clooney show from tonight.
Fuck you, Benon. Your taste in food is highly questionable. Dude, it's not me. It's the planet saying this. Go to Mustafa's Kebab in Mehringdamm Station in Berlin and ask yourself, why is there a line here that goes for 2 blocks and it's a Tuesday night at 10:15 in the PM? Why is there a line this long? Because the food is fucking rad and everybody knows it. There's a line to that joint nearly every time you go there because the food is so good. So get the hell out of here. I'll hop on a plane tomorrow. Do it. Wait. We would drive on tours when we didn't have a show in Berlin, but we were anywhere near Berlin. We would drive out of our way to go through Berlin to get Mustafa's for dinner and buy a second one to keep with us in the van for breakfast the next day. That's how good they are. We know it. Other people know it. Berlin just gets, there's 2 Mustafa's locations. Berlin gets it whenever they want. We don't. And that's why we went and searched it out. Yeah, fucking rad.
Thank you so much.
But I also wanted to show you guys, we have a really cool support act. They're Jet's friend. Well, Jet knew
The
first
Vitals.
one. They're everybody's friend, but they're from LA. They're called the Vitals.
Fuck
Let's
yeah.
go and have a bit of a sneaky word to them. Oh, that's we're out of time.
We're out of time, and we're out of time here on this stream, folks. Thanks for being here, hanging out with me for a little while on this stream. How long did we stream for? Yeah, 3 hours. I wasn't planning on doing a stream for this long, but there you go. I am working tomorrow, even though I said I wouldn't be working Sundays. If anybody sees Dougski out there, let him know that we can't do this stream tomorrow. We're going to do a Doug's Shunting 5, and we can't because I got asked to work and I said yes. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you guys. If I wasn't working tomorrow at stupid o'clock, I'd hang out here and booze up with you, but it has to happen. Thank you. Thank you. Shyla, thank you for the gifted sub. Thanks for all the comments in the chat. Appreciate you all. Get out of here and enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you yahoos on the flip side. Who did that on D-Live? Mayunas! Wow! Get out of here.
Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick.